So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Going to nursing school can change your life, but that doesn't mean it's easy. You have commitments, family, a job. At Galen College of Nursing, we understand that, which is why we provide one-to-one tutoring support and assigned academic advisors who will work with you to keep you on track from day one. You can change the course of your life and the lives of people counting on you. Because we believe the better we care for nursing students now, the brighter the future of nursing will be. Galen, the now approach to nursing education. Join us at galencollege.edu.
Hey Orlando, Joe Ross here for Greenway Kia. This may be a short month, but it could be a big one for your trade. Trade values can vary by thousands depending upon where you go. But at Greenway Kia, over 40 Greenway dealerships compete to buy your trade. And that competition could mean up to $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value. Shop one of the area's largest Kia inventories at greenwaykias.com. We make the deals other dealers won't. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
Negative equity refinanced expires 3/5/26.
Thankfully, Central Florida's warm weather is returning, and if you're expecting higher energy bills, don't worry, because Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim windows can make a real difference. Why? Because they're engineered for our climate. They help reduce heat transfer, block UV rays, and keep your home more comfortable year-round. And right now, during their 31-day spring savings event, when you buy 2 replacement windows or doors, you'll get the third 60% off. It's one of the easiest ways to upgrade comfort, protection, and energy efficiency in a single project. Many homeowners notice a difference immediately. Quieter rooms, fewer drafts, and AC systems that don't have to work as hard. And with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 18 months, starting your project has never been easier. Here's what Julie had to say about Renewal by Andersen. Wonderful job as expected. The best ever. Thanks, guys. I love my windows. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
My morning has 2 speeds. It starts fast. Then it relaxes when I arrive at McDonald's and order an Egg McMuffin extra value meal for just $5. Because that's all I need to start my day off right. A tasty, warm Egg McMuffin, crispy golden hash browns, and a small premium roast coffee. And with a breakfast this good for just $5, I feel relaxed for the rest of the day. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Promotional pricing may be lower than meal pricing. The Riz Delulu aura of 6'7". Did I get your attention? I promise the joke is worth it this time. Because I'm not going to be sorry about telling you to get a 67-cent hamburger or cheeseburger only in the McDonald's app. Think you're tired of 6'7"? That's just fine. We are too. We're just taking advantage of it. The joke may be dead, but it does mean you're getting one of these burgers every Wednesday or Sunday when you order on the app. So let's keep it on trend. At least for now. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Valid Sundays and Wednesdays in March and April. Participating McDonald's. Valid once per day. Must opt into rewards.
Any good weekend plans?
Oh, I'm going on a weekend cruise on MSC Cruises. We're going to White Sand Beach and Beanbag Chair.
Are you using nouns as verbs?
You can do that on MSC Cruises. Where was I? The food. We'll rigatoni, French fry, we might even gelato. How about you?
Yeah, I was gonna lawnmower.
For a limited time, get up to 35% off cruises, plus kids sail free. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce! Spruce! Spruce!
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZzzQuil Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZzzQuil Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Lose weight on a GLP and start for free at redmountainweightloss.com. Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. Lots to get to today, from the Iran war heats up to the Clinton Epstein hearing video highlights go viral, and another miracle on the Hudson as a plane lands in the water, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right in the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Share the Show Tuesday? It's your turn to tell somebody about the News Junkie Radio Show podcast and live stream. That means just take a moment of your time and just scream it at the top of your lungs like your life depends on it. Just say, listen to the show, okay?
Easy now.
Share it with that blower outside.
Shut your mouth.
It's on purpose, right?
It's like he doesn't like the show, this guy.
Every time. As soon as you start the show, it's like, I'm going to ruin it for Sean.
He's been out there for hours, so it's just like maybe he'll get it done before the show, so he's not right outside there.
Go yell at him.
Then I go, if I scream "Share the Show Tuesday" at the top of my lungs, then maybe like nobody will hear.
Your checks have been bouncing again, Mr. Watson?
Mr. Watson, haven't been paid in months again. That's probably what he's mad about. Poor guy. No. Everything's fine. Here we are. How you guys doing on a Tuesday?
Not bad.
Pretty good. It's busy.
All right.
Busy Tuesday, that's for sure.
Lots going on in the world. Lots going on in our lives. And we'll talk about all of that and everything in between on the show. Plus, you can talk about what's happening in your world and what we're missing out on. Send an email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com or a dispatch. Record yours at thenewsjunkie.com right now. Let's start off as we always do. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to, where'd we go to yesterday?
The CEO of McDonald's yesterday?
Well, just to be fair, let's go to the CEO of Burger King today.
Okay.
That's right, everybody. We're going back and forth. This is the weird burger war that nobody expected. And today, we highlight the CEO of Burger King showing the CEO of McDonald's how it's done. Here he goes. Picks up the burger. Big bite of the Whopper. Big bite.
Only one thing missing.
Only one thing missing. A napkin, he says.
Chris K here with you.
Compared to McDonald's man,
The big arch.
who just took the tiny little baby bite out of the
delicious.
thing.
The big arch.
Yeah, and he was like soft-spoken. None of it was any good. This is how you do it, friends. You grab it, take a big bite.
This is the weirdest D-swinging
right?
I've seen.
Only one thing missing. A napkin.
A napkin. yeah, it is. It's the weirdest, like, CEO battle we never could have expected that we were going to see in the Burger Showdown. Who actually likes their product more? Who cares about it enough?
Where
to
you
eat
at,
it?
Wendy's?
Yeah,
Arby's?
next. Good luck.
What CEO is gonna choke on the biggest bite ever known to man?
You know what the weird thing is? I didn't know either one of these guys before this whole thing happened with biting their burgers. I don't know who the Wendy's CEO is at all.
I think it would be in Wendy's sort of like theming their social media to to put their CEO out there, but have an AI video of him cramming a Dave's triple just in one bite.
like a Popeye cartoon where his mouth just goes vertical, just to get that big stack of burger. Just toss it in like a pill.
Would they
then
include the Heimlich maneuver when it inevitably happens?
You would probably need that at some point in time. But pick your poison, folks. Is this going to make you run back to Burger King? The CEO actually eats a little bit more, and they got a better song. That's something. Jean said they both cheated on their wives. Is that true?
No.
Is that
who's looking
true?
it up first?
Dude, they're CEOs. It's like you get to. They let you.
They let you do that. Just go ahead. These guys are the biggest nerds I've seen in a very long time, but they're fighting it out, and you have to pick your poison. So go for it. There you go.
There's some tea.
What? Would they really did cheat on their wives?
Based on the provided research.
With each other.
That'd be amazing.
McDonald's, Steve Easterbrook. I'm forgetting. I think it's the former CEO. It's not this current guy. Fired in November of 2019 after engaging in a consensual relationship with a company employee, violated the policy. Further misconduct in 2020. McDonald's sued Easterbrook, alleging he covered up other sexual relationships with 3 other employees.
Damn, this guy. He was running through the office, for God's sake.
It looks like it's just the former McDonald's CEO. Nothing about the current.
This is why when you pull up to the drive-through window today, I want you to be like, how big of a bite does your CEO take? Because that will determine whether or not I'm actually going to eat at this establishment today. And also, is it cheap? Because everybody's poor and everything's expensive. If you don't mind, we're about to pay $80 billion a gallon in gas on account of the Iran stuff, maybe. So we need some cheap burgers, and we need some CEOs who are going to get behind all of this. So see what you could do about that if you don't mind. All right, before we get to you and your dispatches on the show, I did want to work in something that I meant to work in yesterday. We ran out of time. It was a busy show. I
just saw this on Facebook, and I went, oh, crap. We teased this, and we never got to it.
Yeah. I'm such a bad broadcaster. I'm unbelievably ashamed of myself. And I want to tell you that I'll work it in here today. I'm always doing my best. I'll try to keep notes. If I tease something and it doesn't get worked into the show, I'll eventually do it. If I don't remember, hammer me with it. Hit me with an email and go, listen, you moron, you absolute dummy. Send the email over and I'll go, oh, shoot, you're right. And I'll mention that story.
I thought about just bringing it up in our meeting this morning just to embarrass you. Just like this absolute buffoon, this newbie, you freshman of a radio host.
What an amateur, rank amateur. And the story I'm talking about is this woman who was caught by her son sleeping with one of his friends, and not really just in the sleeping, like taking a little napperoonie style, but like having sex with one of his friends. And the kid was 16 years old. 16 years old.
Did they go into any detail about the catching? Like, did he see some text messages, or did he like walk in?
He walked in.
That is awful, traumatizing. Yeah. Every time he closes his eyes, he's seeing that image. No,
I don't think there could be anything worse for a kid of a certain age than walking in on one or both parents going at it. But to walk in on one having sex with your friend,
your friend, yeah,
and then he looks at you in the eyes and gives you a thumbs up.
He's like, piping. Oh my God. As they say, cracking as he's cracking away. I think that's cracking
away your mom.
So that's what happened here with it. And this woman, Misty Roberts. Something more about that in just a moment. But this woman was not only 43 years old, having sex with her son's friend at this pool party, but she's also a mayor. In Louisiana, which just kicks the story up, and I'll give you the DoorDash, and I'm not the DoorDash. Okay, there's your clue as to what's to come.
The DoorDash thing is quite hilarious.
There's your clue as to what's to come. I'll give you the tidbit on what happened right after her son caught her, but stick with me here. The first thing is, before I get into any details about what 43-year-old Misty Roberts really did in this story, and I'll play some of the clips so you can hear that. I want to tell you something. I have met precisely 3 Misties in my entire life on planet Earth. What is it, 44 years now? 44 years or so? And some change that I've been on planet Earth. God, that feels weird to say. 44 years I've been here on planet Earth. I've met 3 Misties. Every one of them would do this. Every one of the Misties I've ever met in my entire
The name has
life.
a curse to it or something?
I thought you were saying you've met 3 people who have done this, like, and you were referring to them as Misties. You're saying you've met 3 people named Misty and would bang 16-year-olds?
Every Misty I ever met in my entire life was sideways like this, where they would be the ones who you go, oh, trust me, if you want to know the person that does the real dirty stuff, it's Misty. She's the one who gets wild and crazy. And
you know them. I feel like there's something to unfold here.
I met a couple of Misties. I didn't sleep with any of them. I didn't sleep with any of the Misties. Ryan says it's a popular stripper name. It's not. I don't attach it to strippers. I attach the name Misty to just beyond bad girl, like just really getting into some stuff that is in this case
way
illegal.
or bad. It sounds like a bad way.
In a bad way. Yeah, Misty's like the girl who you hear her stories and you go, oh my God. Wait, what the hell what were you thinking here?
When you say beyond dirty, like there's there's some ways where you go down that road where you would go, oh my God. But
Misty is the girl who had sex with the whole football team. All right? That's the Misties that I know over time. You know, there were
1, 3, 2, 1.
There were people who I knew in my life that like all the time shared a name and had the commonality of getting in trouble like this. And in the Misty world, this was a problem. eFresh Rocks on Twitch says, I know a Misty, and Sean is absolutely 100% correct.
Dude,
there are some Misties that don't do anything. And
they're catching strays today.
That's why, before we get into the details, the salacious details here, I wanted to throw this out. I wanted to give you my Misty take, and then we are opening up the floor to any Misties, all right? Any Misties with any spellings that are listening to the show right now. If you want to email tips@thenewsjunkie.com to either defend yourself or say this is accurate, or send a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. Misties to the front of the line today. We will escort you escorts, half of you, right to the front of the line, and we will let you have the microphone, and you can tell us if I'm right or wrong about my Misty take.
We listen and don't judge?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm going to take their word for it. They're the Misties.
Is Misty short for something?
Mistifer.
And Misty, eFresh Rock says the Misty I know has 5 or 6 kids and half are by different dads.
Oh what?
Jeez, eFresh Rocks.
Misty is a nickname for Melissa. I don't know if that's correct, but the Misties I have met over my life have been like, oh my God, she's 100% going to jail. In fact, 2 out of the 3 Misties I'm talking about definitely went to jail, spent time in prison. They did the bad thing that I thought they were going to do, and your mom would be like, don't hang out with Misty. Somebody says my mom's name is Misty. I'm sorry. I didn't make your mom's name Misty. I'm just ask your mom if I'm right.
And how are your brother and sister and 3 stepbrothers doing? Or half brothers?
Just go ask your mom if she's a dirty little whore.
Angela says, not sure what we're talking about. I'm just tuning in, but I know somebody named Misty. She went to juvie twice when we were young.
Okay, I got to stand up for Misties. I feel like there are a lot of Misties, maybe 2 out of the 5 Misties, that have done their best to not get into trouble.
Did you know a Misty personally?
I was thinking back. I don't think I do for a second, but then I realized there's no T, just 2 S's.
Mm-hmm.
And then Misty from Pokemon. So,
well, you're going to meet some today. You're going to meet some today. Give us your Misty stories or Misties. You can go right to the front of the line to defend yourself.
Peisenberg says, rate my Misty. Is that what we're doing today?
That's what it's come down to. That's what it's come down to.
Did you end up, because on Monday we did rate your toes?
Feet. Rate my feet.
Oh, just feet all together.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, didn't get to it, but how was that inbox in the afternoon?
There was, thankfully, because it was only mentioned once, there was only a handful of the feet, strangely enough. But yeah, we can revisit that at some point in the show today. And if we have Misty feet, then the whole thing will come first. Full circle, we're good to go. So here's what happened with this Misty. A Louisiana mayor was caught by her own children, by her son, having sex with his 16-year-old friend at a pool party. All right? This woman's currently on trial right now. And after finding about the alleged assault, the mother of the victim then texted the mayor to make sure she wasn't pregnant. All right. So the mother of the kid who had sex with this woman, she goes, I hear you had sex with this lady. We need to make sure she's not pregnant. And then the woman afterwards, the mom in this question, the Misty, she DoorDashed Plan B, which I didn't even know if you could do that. It's probably good that you can do that in some ways. But
yeah,
she got on DoorDash after having sex with the 16-year-old at her son's pool party, and she orders Plan B after sleeping with this kid.
Not only can you do that on DoorDash, but I recently found out, maybe this is one of the reasons you can do it on DoorDash. I did not know you could get Plan B at a 7-Eleven.
What? Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Really?
They absolutely have. Like, I don't know if I was picking up, like, batteries or antacids or something where I would be in that aisle. And I came back to the car and I went, I'll be damned. They have Plan B.
Oh, right hanging there, not behind the counter.
Yes. Yeah.
She didn't even go to 7-Eleven. She went to DoorDash on the app and ordered some Plan B after being with her son's friend. Her son explained to investigators that he saw his mother having sex with his friend before changing his story. The ex-husband recently testified that she told him directly that she had sex with the teen. Let's see what's in this story. Is this her actually speaking? I want to listen in. What? I see her talking, but there's no... This is just video of her?
Hello.
Okay, hang on. I got more. I got a report on her. Here is the story from KPLC about Misty Roberts and what went down here.
The trial of former DeRidder Mayor Misty Roberts continued today. Good evening, I'm Brennan Brown. KPLC's Devin Cruz joins us live from DeRidder with what happened in court today. Devin.
Feels very amateurish.
Yeah, Brendan. Ultimately, we heard from 3 total witnesses today. I'll go ahead and break down 2 for you because they've had so much content that they talked about. It's all I can really fit in right now. So we'll start off the top.
This is like a school project.
Someone's getting a B minus.
This screams. It has the pacing of a video that came from a newspaper website.
I did a project just like this for my broadcasting class in UCF.
It looks like Sabrina's Shyamalan Don High School.
Come on.
They had their own in-school news agency, and they were like, all right, well, welcome to the show, everybody. Let's go over to Dave. Dave, it's all very...
3 pregnant pauses before Dave is actually shown on the screen.
Well, let's go back to Dave, a.k.a. the guy from KPLC who's actually covering this. Here we go.
Roberts' ex-husband, Duncan Clanton, took the stand this afternoon and testified that Roberts told him directly that she had sex with the minor and that their kids had caught them in the act. Clanton says he talked to their son, who confirmed it. Text messages shown to the jury revealed Duncan Clanton advised Roberts to deny everything on the day she had a city council meeting as acting mayor. He also texted her that he, quote, played dumb and denied it after local city councilman and current mayoral candidate Danny Reynolds called him about the alleged incident.
Wait, what?
Roberts texted Clinton, quote,
You heard it. What's the issue?
The opposing, the person running for mayor against his mother called him up and said, is your mom banging some underage kid?
Yes.
What is going on in this town?
I think you know.
And why can this reporter not say the word Duncan?
Why is the most popular ordered item on DoorDash Plan B in the entire city? This is the kind of place we've wandered into. And where's KPLC? Hold on, let me get this. This is from DeRidder, Louisiana. Okay, DeRidder, Louisiana is where all this went down. Small town. Just to reiterate, you have this woman who is the mayor, and she gets caught with her son's friend, having sex in the pool. Her son catches her having sex with his friend. She afterwards gets confronted by the young boy's mom, and the young boy's mom goes, please make sure you're not pregnant, for God's sake. And she DoorDashes some Plan B. And then her opponent in the mayoral battle reaches out to her son and goes, "Is it true that your mom is banging your friends in the pool at parties at your house?" So I think that brings us full circle. Let's see what else we learn here.
I need you to deny it, please. Earlier in the day, Robert's lifelong best friend, Jill Weaver, took the stand. She admitted to discussing keeping the alleged incident from police and texting her son, quote, "We lie till we die." Weaver the night of the
What is happening? I call making this a TV show treatment.
We lie till we die?
Son.
Wow. My God.
And watch in 2 years when she's running for mayor again, she's got a whole slew of new voters.
Unbelievable. Like, is this where politics is at in 2026? We lie till we die, you say to your son about banging his friend in the pool at a party. What the?
Party as, quote, a lot. It was chaos, and testified that at one point Roberts talked about wanting to harm herself. The defense today worked to challenge the credibility of two of the witnesses, pointing to Clinton's interest in an ongoing custody battle and the previous conflict of interest issues with Judge O'Neill, who was removed from the case by the Louisiana Supreme Court.
What the hell?
They also highlighted conflicting statements among multiple witnesses who've now testified. And that was only just two of the three witnesses we heard from today.
Yeah, we have to wrap it up because there's too much drama for one story, says this local guy. My God.
What a time.
That's a lot, but there it is for you. That's what's happening in the Misty Roberts trial. And that brings us to two big questions for today. Do you agree with my Misty take? And we want to hear from the Misties. We want to hear from the Misties out there. You go to the front of the line, tipsofthenewsjunkie.com, or send a dispatch to us over on thenewsjunkie.com. I want to hear from the Misties. And the second is, when you were growing up, did you ever see your parents committing an actual crime like this? Did you ever see your parents committing some sort of crime and end up getting roped into it? If you have a story like that, I'd love to hear more, because we've got just a little taste of drama, and I think there's more to be had here today. So that and a whole lot more on the way here on a very busy day on the show. Join us with your comments. We'll talk about what's happening around the world, everything viral, a shocking announcement caught on an interview. I'm going to play the interview for you when we come back. Wait till you hear what this guy says he found in a suitcase. Wait till you hear this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic troubles in Seminole County. 1792 northbound is closed between 25th Street and West 20th Street due to an accident there. Crash on I-4 westbound after Lake Mary Boulevard has the shoulder there blocked. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Will.
Hello, welcome behind the scenes of the show. Lots happening in the world. Good to have you on board today. I loaded some new animated GIFs from the Discord. Hopefully those will be popping up today. Otherwise, I might need to do a little refresh on things. Let me know if you're seeing the new ones, okay? I know that one's older. Well, older as in yesterday, but generally speaking. Is that a new one? I added more. I'm going to keep those refreshed. Good morning, Sun State John. Morning, Cyclone Ranger and Craig and Obi-Wan Cannoli. Hey, Big Digits. Hey, Barbara. Thanks for checking in. How you doing? Chat, what do we think about the Misty take? Girls named Misty, generally speaking, you could categorize them as bad girls, I think. I've never met a Misty that wasn't a bad girl. Not one. Not a single Misty.
But I'm wondering if we'll have any Misties actually reach out and either defend themselves or say you got it right. Excuse me. Big digits at the beach with the show. Stand by. Problem solved. Never met a Misty, but definitely a Chrissy. Huh. Well, I have a Chrissy, but it's my cousin, so that sort of skews things a little bit. 90 seconds and we're back live on the show. Oh, hang on. Good morning, Jillian. Good to have you on board. We'll be back live in just a second here. Pen died. New pen. Excuse me. Okay, we're coming back, everybody. Here we go. Buckle up.
Yeah, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words micro. That's pound 250, micro.
I'm Anna Navarro, and on my new podcast, Bleep with Anna Navarro, I'm talking to the people closest to the biggest issues happening in your community and around the world. This week, I'm joined by investigative journalist Julie K. Brown.
The Justice Department, through, I think we counted 4 presidential administrations, failed these victims.
Listen to Bleep with Anna Navarro on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Bleep with Anna Navarro and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
You're now in the world's most viral newsroom. Don't worry about the same 3 songs over and over and over again. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about everything going on in the world of viral today. We'll get to your dispatches, emails, all of that good stuff in just a moment as we roll on. Let me remind you, too, you can watch the show at any point. If you want to watch, go to thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see the live link right on top, or just on YouTube or Twitch, search for The News Junkie. It's easy enough to do, and I'd love for you to watch the show today a little bit if you get the time to do so. Before we get into your feedback, I've also got some of the clips from those Clinton Epstein hearings that went down last week. I guess it got pretty explosive, and I've got a clip. I saved it. I didn't even listen to it yet. I saved it where they asked Bill Clinton directly if he thinks that Epstein killed himself.
Oh, that's juicy.
And I was like, I don't know what he's going to say about this. I don't know. And I saved another one, too, where it was Clinton saying that he has never done something. He has never done something that all the rest of us have done, like do all the time. I'll get into those in the Epstein hearing clips. I'll play for you so you can hear those in just a bit. But I wanted to share something that might resonate with at least a couple of parents out there. And that is that if you have a kid in high school right now, I guess it has never been this bad. Never been this bad. They have to shut down the bathrooms at some of the schools because vaping is so out of control in these high schools, these public high schools across the country right now.
Is that
and
legal?
I'll give you an example. I don't know. I mean, I know that they've done this before where they've shut down schools, bathrooms, and they've done it for different reasons. Like one, there was fighting going on in the bathroom, but obviously this has caused a major issue. And here's one example. This says, vaping is so bad at one Florida school, a principal is closing some bathrooms and using metal detector wands on all of the students. Okay, and this is at Melbourne High School, for those of you who happen to live around there and listen to the show. The Brevard County School Board said it's already seeing a steady rise in the number of students bringing vapes to school and using the devices on campus. This is a pandemic that I would say is worse than cigarettes, they say. That's the school board chairman. It's so available to children, and there are things inside those vapes that nobody even knows what they are, says the school board chairman. The school board voted last week to put specific disciplinary actions in place that also tie into educational resources. They have to go through classes that help them understand what they did. They have to make sure they're not addicted. And if they are, we find them that career path and counseling, they said. If they catch somebody vaping, they catch a high schooler vaping. It's a whole system that's set up so the student is actually improved and brought back into the school. So this is such a problem at these high schools that they're having to use metal detectors, not for guns in this case, but to find like elf bars and other vape things.
Is it weird? Is it just me, or is it weird that it says they have to go through classes that help them understand what they did?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What class is
go
that?
think about what you did.
And it says, Sealand, it says they have to make sure they're not addicted. And if they are, we found them a career path in counseling.
Hey, they're addicted. And two, what career can you get?
Career path?
Well, but what do you do if you bring them in and you bring the student in that gets busted vaping in the bathroom, and the student says to you, "I'm not addicted." What do you do? No, you are addicted.
All right, then you go, "Where's your vape? Did you leave it on the couch? Is it in your backpack? Where is it now? Are you freaking out?"
That's a little bit weird. What do you even do? It says they have to make sure they're not addicted, and if they are, then we find them that career path and counseling. At a Melbourne high school, the principal has taken even stricter measures. In a letter to parents, the principal said he's taking steps to address vaping on campus by doing two things. Here we go. First, the school recently decided to close a limited number of restrooms to monitor student behavior and reduce vaping incidents. Staff will monitor the restrooms during class periods and passing times. Custodial teams will also check in. So they've like weaponized the teachers and the custodians to go into the kids' bathrooms and I guess look for vape clouds or whatever, or I don't know.
Smell of blueberry ocean mist.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm sure the newer schools are different now, and I don't know if they've done any remodeling, but at my high school, the bathroom stalls were like ceiling to floor closed off.
Oh, really?
I mean, you could get away with a lot in there.
Jesus.
Wow. And
you hear that, Sean? Another thing about T-Lane's super rich high school moments.
Just so you know, if you guys are new to the show, C-Lane's high school was like the high school probably Richie Rich went to. It was floor to ceiling bathroom stalls, we now know, for all the privacy.
No, the doors. Yeah.
All of the options you could ever ask for at lunch: Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, everything you could think of.
Close to
Papa John's.
Papa John's, yeah.
The Four Seasons of high schools is what Celine went to. Sean and I, we were lucky if we had a door on the stall.
Right. It was the goal was survive the day. That was what we were hoping for each day at school. They said there's multiple people going into these stalls. And then inside the stall, they're vaping and passing the vape to each other. So all the kids are going in like one bathroom stall. That makes it sound like they're like around the toilet together.
Vaping in the boys' room.
True. That's what's happening. We've gone from smoking in the boys' room to literally vaping in the boys' room.
Or vaping in the gender non-conforming bathroom.
Additionally, Melbourne High School will now use handheld metal detector wands to conduct searches related to possible drugs or weapons. District-wide new technology could be implemented to detect vape use inside the restrooms.
I thought that's where they were going with this, like already. They were already going with vape detection systems as opposed to just closing bathrooms.
That's what they're saying here. We're going to ask the legislature to pass a law that states were able to monitor through AI devices, not record. It's constantly monitoring. Once it detects a sound, it triggers and alerts school district employees. They said this could be controversial. Students caught with a nicotine vape could face in-school suspension. Students found with a marijuana vape will be suspended and required to take classes virtually afterwards. So, my God, what a colossal disaster it is with all these kids in high schools. And this is all across the country. There's so many of them that are vaping now that this is just like really, really the predominant experience that you have if you're a high schooler. And in a way, I go, I guess it's better than them smoking cigarettes.
They're all going to start zinning now
in the bathroom. I guess the zinning might be a little better than the vaping because you're not putting anything in your lungs necessarily. But the problem is, and people don't necessarily register with this all the time, the problem is what we discover here is that nicotine is crazy addictive.
Yeah.
Crazy levels of addictive. And all these kids are getting hooked really, really early on it. So they're not smoking cigarettes anymore, but they got Zins stuffed in their lips. You know, they got the little packages for nicotine or packets they put in their lip.
3 milli lip pilly.
They got all the different Elf bars and different things that they're vaping with. Let's go inside this school here. Let's see what they're saying. This is from Wesh.
New at 4 in Brevard County High School.
Uh-oh.
Schools adding extra security to try and prevent students from vaping on campus.
West 2's Brevard County reporter Megan Moriarty is live outside of Melbourne High School explaining the tactics here. Megan.
Come on, Megan.
And the district says that this is a district-wide issue, but here at Melbourne High School, we're being told that they will now be implementing metal wands, and what they'll be doing is looking for students who might have these vapes on them. District-wide, there's also some other punishments in place. After an uptick in the number of students bringing vapes to school, some big changes are being made.
So enough's enough. We're going to push back.
Oh, here's the
School
guy.
Board Chairman Matt Susan is calling this an epidemic, worse than cigarettes.
What? They just got some B-roll video of some kid blowing the biggest cloud you ever seen.
And he made a good $11 off that B-roll.
You're just blowing a cloud and clearly in the school hallway or something.
We have kids that have dropped in class because they take a vape and then all of a sudden their blood pressure drops and they have to be either transported medically or afterwards they have to be sent to see a doctor.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
What?
Sounds like you've never clouded before, bruh.
What? They're hitting the world's strongest vapes in the classroom and dropping dead.
Or it's like they have to wait until that moment the teacher turns around and take the biggest hit possible because they won't have one in the next 30 minutes.
Oh, God. Let's see a little bit more of this to wrap up the story. But we'll take any parents who have stories about their kids vaping at school.
Board voted last week to have specific disciplinary actions in place that also tie into educational resources to explain to kids who get caught with the device why they can be dangerous.
Okay, the problem here, this is always done. We always do this crap from an adult to a kid perspective. You got to shake that, okay? I'll explain. You have to shake that. We always do this from adult talking down to kid perspective. And we go, you got caught with a vape in school. We're going to show you that vapes can be bad and addictive. Well, you know, no S Warlock. They know this immediately. They understand these things. They've heard all these things. The problem is that they don't care, right? They don't like. There's not one kid who's vaping who's like, actually, I think this is expanding my lungs and I'm healthier with the cotton candy hits I'm taking. We always talk down to them. Why don't you just say, hey, I don't even care what you do outside of school, but you ain't doing it here. You're not allowed to do it 100%. Nobody's allowed to come to school. You come to school with a vape, you get caught with a vape, it's a 1-week suspension. You get caught with a vape a second time, it's a 2-week suspension. If you fail any of the classes while you're
vaping done during those 2 weeks.
If actually, you what? Here's how you fix this. I remember when I was younger, parents talking down to me, teachers talking down to me. It never did anything until they brought in the nuclear weapon. You know what the nuclear weapon is? When you're talking to kids at school, There's a nuclear weapon. It's 2 words. You tell them you get busted smoking from a vape in the bathroom at this school, instant summer school.
Ooh.
2 words, summer school.
That would do it.
The thought of summer school would have me shaking in place. My knees would be batting against each other. Nothing else I would care about. They'd be like, you're gonna suspend you, in school suspension. We're gonna do this. But if they said you're gonna have to go to summer school, or we're gonna hold you back, and you'll be with the kids a year under you, and then maybe again and again and again and again. You start holding summer school over these kids, vaping stops immediately at school. They'll still vape outside of school. They'll vape right when they leave the campus.
Yeah, but those vapes have such a stronghold on people that vape that it makes me wonder if the kids would be bummed out at the thought of summer school, but even more bummed out of not getting their vape hit during the day.
That would, they tell them,
That's
not only
addiction.
you're not going to hang out with your friends, you're not going to the beach, but you ain't vaping all summer long. All right? You're vaping summer. Vaping summer is canceled, baby. It ain't happening here. Let us know what you think.
A risky t-shirt.
What, vaping summer is
Vaping
canceled?
summer. No, just in general.
Well, let us know what you think. If you have any kids that are in high school and you're dealing with this, let us know what the situation is on your end. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com or email tips. If you want to be anonymous, put that on top, TIPS at thenewsjunkie.com. An anonymous source just told me 100% on that Misty comment. All right. And so, by the way, this is anonymous, so I won't tell you who, but it's coming directly to my phone. And it says 100% on the Misty comment. Have any Misties reached out to the show? Oh, we've got some Misties. All right. We got some.
I went through my Facebook friends and searched Misty, and I don't have a single one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to hear from some today because some of the Misties are already joining us with dispatches and emails after hearing that they're attached to the worst of bad girl behavior. Talking about this woman named Misty who was the mayor and got caught having sex with her son's friend in a pool at a party at their house. Her son's friend's 16 years old. And I said, there's a lot of Misties like this. The Misties are out of control.
This sounds very Hunting Wives. It's just a lot of this.
The Misties are out of control, and they're now responding to the show. So we'll hear from some of those in a bit. I got those clips. We'll do them next of the Clintons in the hearing where they were asked about the Epstein stuff, including, do you think Epstein killed himself? Bill Clinton answers it. I'll play that for you. And the other one was they asked Bill Clinton, do you do this thing? It's something that we all do every day. And Bill Clinton's like, no, I don't do that thing. And I was blown away, but I'll play all that for you.
Hello. Yamlet. Oh, good. The new gifts are planned. I just saw the basketball one. Skull mic activated. Welcome behind the scenes. While the show is on a commercial break, we chat just like this. I see your comments coming in real time on the studio screen. I see what you're saying. Like I can see Nicole. So you're talking about they're going to end up in Breakfast Club if they get caught vaping. I can see all of the stuff that you're saying. Wasn't it about a talk radio personality? Ooh, which one? Spill the tea. All the Misties are at the strip club? We'll see. And of the Misties that I knew, almost all of them were like strippers, or they would get caught up in some. They all did meth. I think all 3 of the Misties I knew did meth. There was a lot of trouble going on there. Stay away from the Misties. Are you able to make the font bigger as you age? Sure. But I'll tell you something, Kurt, or Kevin. Kevin it is. Kevin, I'll tell you something. This is so easy to read. It's beautiful. I love it. I love the studio screen. It makes it so much easier to see your comments. And it like brings the room to life a little bit. Hazel says Misties are sleeping off their hangovers right now. That's probably true. Chat, has anybody seen any of the Clinton Epstein clips this morning? Yes or no? Have you seen any of the Clinton Epstein clips yet? I got some good ones. Just one? Says orange. Yeah, I mean, some of these clips are pretty good. It's interesting to see the reaction. Like, I think possibly a lot of Republicans thought, well, we'll invite Hillary Clinton in and we'll ask all these questions about the Epstein stuff and it'll be explosive and we'll get the Clintons. But there's two problems with that. One, who the hell cares about the Clintons right now? It's 2026. How is this relevant to anything? Like, who cares about the Clintons right now in 2026? Number two, people watched Hillary's testimony, and I saw a lot of Republicans that were like, good for her. I think some people watched it and thought it was better than they expected. No, surprisingly no. No, only the hot tub one? I got the hot tub one for those of you who haven't seen. What it is I've just got a collection of clips from the hearings that they've released, the ones that have gone more viral, and we'll play those and get through it and sort of get an idea of what happened. Pretty dramatic, pretty good stuff. And that's coming up in 90 seconds. Are all their pants on fire? Maybe. Hillary is the backup plan if Biden doesn't run in 2028? Brother, I don't think Biden will be alive in 2028. Hillary Clinton probably not running for office again. Kamala Harris, she might do it. She might do it again. Sean, did you get the donations I sent? Oh, was that the gifted sub? Hang on. I'll have to add that. I did see a gifted sub. Hang on. Oh, damn, a big one too. Craig with the 10 gifted subs. Big. 10 gifted subs. I'll add that right now. Damn. All right, we're coming back.
Guaranteed to fit and always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
This is the biggest night in podcasting.
The countdown is on to our 2026 iHeart Podcast Awards. Live from South by Southwest, March 16th, we'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year and celebrate the most innovative talent and creators in the industry.
Audible is a proud sponsor of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award. Explore the best selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals all in one easy app. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real radio. 104.1.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
So good to have you with us today. We got a lot to laugh about, a lot to get weird about, a lot to scream about in the world of all things viral. And you can learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. Big ups to Craig. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs over at thenewsjunkie.com. That rockets him up the scoreboard there. There's a leaderboard that shows during breaks now that shows how many people have gifted how many different subscriptions. So thank you to Craig for that. He's way up there now, and we appreciate that. Anybody who's wanted to try out secret shows, go grab them. They're gifted, and they're ready for you to claim it. It's just one click away over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's get into these clips I talked about. Here goes nothing. I didn't watch any of this. In fact, I don't think it was live. You had to wait until the footage was released yesterday. But the Clintons went in and had a investigation, like the House Oversight Committee asked them about their connection to Jeffrey Epstein. because everybody's just going bananas with all the Epstein stuff endlessly. And they asked the Clintons, first Hillary Clinton and then Bill Clinton, a lot of questions. And some of the clips were kind of interesting and fun and dramatic. So I just wanted to bring them to present them to see what everybody thought about it. One of the things I thought was interesting was the thing that we do all the time. And Bill Clinton says he does not do this. Does not do it. Not for him.
Are we
guesses?
guessing? Yeah.
The three of us do this all the time.
You did it today. I know you did it today. And
Not gonna
Bill
say-
Clinton's like, I don't do that thing. Mm-mm.
Text message.
Okay, good guess.
Go smoke a cigarette.
Nope. He's not a smoker as far as I know, though he may be a vapor.
I
He
thought
was
said
a fan of cigars.
Cigar, yeah. Remember?
He was a cigar guy, yes. Yeah,
If I recall.
For the kids, don't Google Bill Clinton cigar, okay? Don't do that. And then afterwards, don't be like the dummies who think that he took the actual cigar
Ember?
and then used that. The cigars come in the cases, and the cases look an awful lot like some other things. And then the cases, that's what happened.
Whoa. I thought that was a real thing that happened.
We can't even talk about this here. There was a moment.
There was an episode of Saturday Night Live where the ladies' man, played by Tim Meadows, read directly from the Star Report.
Yes, I've read it myself. I read it when I was in high school.
And, there was a thing that happened, and then he put the cigar in his mouth and said, it tastes good.
Hubba.
I will leave it there, folks. You do that investigation on your own. We're going to do this investigation right now. Here's Bill Clinton. C-Lane says text messages. Sabrina says smoke breaks. You do this all the time. Bill Clinton says, being testifying under oath here, that he does not do this. Here it is.
Mr. President, this is back in, think of the year, look at the year, so you make sure you're answering the question.
2001.
Did you have a phone in 2000? Did you have,
This is his
asking you,
attorney.
is this your BlackBerry, or did you share this BlackBerry with him?
Well, I've been out of office then 9 months.
Did you have a phone, Mr. President?
I don't think I did. I don't, anyway. But the truth is, I don't remember. I just know that I did not email.
Okay. So you did not email. How often do you send emails? Or did you send emails?
Have you ever sent an email, Mr. President?
I sent one email to John Glenn, Senator John Glenn, when he was in space at 8.
That's such a flex. What a move.
And also such a sign of how old he is.
This is ultimate boomer maxing. This man just said, I sent one email. The only email Bill Clinton says he sent in his life was to John Glenn when he was in space.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Subject line, look at us.
That's kind of cool.
77. And I sent an email to the
another one?
Men and women aboard a U.S. ship in the Adriatic during the Kosovo War.
Have you sent any other emails, Mr. President? He's asking.
Since then, I'm not sure I've sent one.
He hasn't sent a single email. One to space, one to the people fighting in the armed forces, and that's it. Clinton says he never sent another email in his entire life, which is kind of crazy to think about. But that's what he said under oath in this Epstein testimony. And then he was asked if he thought Epstein killed himself. Let's tune in.
I'd like to ask you personally and directly, do you believe that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself?
Are you asking him to speculate on how Mr. Epstein died?
I'm asking what the president thinks of...
So you're asking his opinion?
Mr. President, was your...
His attorney is intense, man.
Yeah.
This lady is like, she's leaning in. This woman hasn't blinked since I clicked play on any of these videos. And she's like, are you asking him to do this? Are you asking him to do this?
She also has like a massive pearl necklace, 2 of them. Let me rephrase.
Yeah.
It's a giant necklace she has on, 2 of which the circles are tight around her neck. So that must mean either lack of oxygen or business.
She's alpha vibes, this lady.
Oh, yeah.
She's an attorney, and she's going to take charge
She
here.
can't blink her eyes. Then you wouldn't be able to see her rolling them.
It's not even just that. It's not even that she's not blinking. It's that she's also leaning in. She's like leaning in toward them, and she's kind of like a bulldog.
Was your friend Jeffrey Epstein suicidal?
Are you classifying him as a friend who he has testified that he was friendly?
He has called him a friend in a letter.
He said he was friendly, but not. You've asked for his testimony.
Mr. President, do you believe that Jeffrey Epstein was suicidal?
Do you know?
Was he ever suicidal?
Best of your understanding.
I don't know. I only know what the medical finding was. I think maybe
that's it.
He finally got caught, and I don't know. I've accepted it in my own mind. I don't know what happened.
Mr. President, what did you accept? That he killed himself or that he did not?
That he did, but I don't know.
Yes, sir.
That's kind of where we all are, really. I mean, yeah, like I'm accepting. I saw the investigation. It seems like they said that he killed himself, but I don't know. What the hell do I know? You just got to trust people in this world. I don't know if they're telling the truth or not. I got a couple more clips from this. We'll have to wait. I'll have to pause some of these because there's some really good ones to get to, for sure. So we'll get into some more of these. I still have to play the clip of the guy who was interviewed by the news. He said he found something in a suitcase and people's jaws absolutely dropped. I'll play that clip for you. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Someday we'll all have a good laugh at how we'd lose an hour of sleep for no other reason than tradition. Until then, daylight savings time can suck it. Real Radio 104.1.
Heads up, Orange County, State Route 50 eastbound at Florida's Turnpike. The Oakland Exchange traffic lights are working incorrectly there. Just use caution through that area. Tapping the brakes on I-4 westbound between Central Florida Parkway and 536. Also a bit of a slow.
Hello. Welcome to the show. An update on X.com, aka Twitter. X is saying if you have a revenue sharing deal, if you make money, users who post AI-generated videos of the armed conflict without adding a disclosure that it was made with AI will be suspended from creator revenue sharing for 90 days. So X.com saying that if users share fake war footage that is AI and don't disclose that it was made with AI, will be suspended from revenues for 90 days, which is good, but not enough. That's good. Every platform should do this. It's good, but not enough. If you start saying, if you share AI-generated content and do not disclose that it's AI-generated, you will be not banned, not blocked, but you will be removed from monetization for 90 days. That's a good start, but it can't just be AI. A lot of the fake Iran war videos right now are actually not AI. They're from video games. So you need to broaden that, I think. You need to broaden that. Ryan says you need to broaden it even more. You need to expand that beyond war footage. I think you're right. I think you do. BDMX Concepts is going to incentivize better fakes, which is probably true. I don't know if there's any way around that. The skull was over the mic a little bit. I don't know if that made it a little louder for you here. Okay, we got a couple minutes and we're back live, everybody. I watched your short clip on YouTube yesterday. Good clip. Thank you, Cosidius. Let's see how that's doing. YouTube Shorts have a weirder, timeline. So for TikTok, here's how it works. I post shorts on all these platforms. For TikTok shows your video to about 100 people, and then it gauges. Shows your video to 1,000 people, and then it gauges. And then if it feels like it's done good on all those fronts, then it blasts it wide open, and you get up into the hundreds of thousands or millions. That's kind of how the algorithm works on certainly on TikTok. YouTube Shorts is pretty similar, so it's like a slower roll. I think the video is doing okay from last night, but I'll know tomorrow, basically. It's at 10,000 views, so that shows pretty good potential. I'm just trying to keep those YouTube subs up and up and up. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. On Instagram, yesterday's video has 154,000 views on Instagram. And on Facebook, 152,000 views. 1.7 thousand likes. So pretty good. Yesterday's video is doing pretty good. Another one today after the show, of course. TikTok, 13.8 thousand. You know, TikTok subs are growing now. I mean, I hadn't posted on a lot of these platforms in a while until this year. So the plan is working. 29,000 subs. Let's get that to 30. That's goal number 1 for me. Getting those YouTube subs to 30, and then 33 is the next goal, which will be 1/3 of my mega goal, which is 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, so that I can put the YouTube play button right here. That would be a huge victory, a massive W for me. Don't know if I'll ever pull it off. Hey, Fed Up. Thank you for liking the videos. MFQ, do you edit your own video? Yes, I learned last year how to edit videos. I've edited secret shows forever. But that doesn't include a lot of editing. We're back in just a minute here. That's just like basically clip here, put the ad in, very small editing. And last year I said, I need to expand my horizons here. I need to learn how to edit videos. So I spent a month or so learning DaVinci Resolve upside down and inside out. I'm about to show all you people what it's all about. And I then put my first efforts into editing the roast and putting together the finished product for the roast. And then I started making my videos and getting a little better each time. And I would say I'm still like maybe intermediate, but I'm learning more all the time and trying to get better all the time. 90 seconds and we're back live. Boy, you turned me? I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. Look at that. We have a big change on the leaderboard, though, with those 10 gifted subs. Thanks again, Craig. Craig going up to the 2nd spot underneath the legend Sun State John. Pretty impressive. Oh, my lunch, so no gross stories? Oh, shoot. I teased this earlier. I said I had to pay it off. Should I? Now I'm in a conundrum here. Hello? Hi?
Conundrum.
Well, it's lunchtime, and I teased the story that I was going to do, but the story is kind of gross.
Then say you're doing it later.
Say I'm going to wait until after lunch? Okay, because I feel bad when I tease it and I don't do it, but it's not a good lunch one. What's the matter with you?
Nothing.
Oh, what are you doing?
I saw Fish Morgan at the grocery store.
Fish Morgan? What's Fish Morgan?
The guy from Yellow Dog Eats.
Oh, did you? Oh, cool. Be safe out there. Fish Morgan, what a name.
Mo has you covered. Visit justcallmo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM, HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station guaranteed human. Home of the world-famous Game of Magnets. This is the...
Do the unthinkable here in a moment, but I'm going to pull myself through it. And we want to hear from you. Send your dispatches and your emails and join us on the show with whatever your thoughts are in the world's most viral newsroom. We'll get to the Misties here in a second because I did throw out some bombs. I started the show today by telling a story about this woman who is the mayor of a city, and her son walked in on her having sex with his 16-year-old friend in the pool, and the woman's name was Misty. And I said, every last Misty that I think I've met in my life all kind of like that. There's lots of Misty problems like that. Every Misty was the ultimate bad girl. You wanted to stay away from them. And a lot of you had similar stories about Misty. Big Doug Millionaire says, I met a Misty Rain in Miami. That sounds like somebody who gets in trouble. You want to stay away from that stuff. But the Misties, I said, if you're listening and your name's Misty and you feel like shots have been fired at you, you can defend yourself by either emailing tips@thenewsjunkie.com or sending a dispatch. So we will get into those in a moment. But I teased at the beginning of the show this clip where a man is interviewed on the news and he talks about something he found, and it was just kind of jaw-dropping to hear him say what this guy found and what he announced on the news that he found. But we also find ourselves at a point now where there's a lot of people eating lunch. And I forgot that there might be people eating food right now. You guys eat food at all different times. I don't know when you're eating. Maybe you're eating now and this ruins things for you.
Well, get your bite on. You have 3 seconds to swallow, and we have to move on with what we do as a job.
I'll just be quick about it. Yeah, Courtney was like, just kick the can down the road, but it's such a quick clip. It's so fast. I'll play this real quick, and then we'll get past it. This is a guy who was talking to News 5 and the investigative team, and he said he was walking his dog when he found something. So let's listen in, and we'll move right past this. Anybody who's grabbing a bite, just hang on one sec, all right? All right, hang on. Let me bring this up here. All of my Twitter videos are minimum volume today. Here we go. There we go. Got it.
Well, I took my dog out. I always walk her over across the street. And she stopped. It was like a pile of dirt. And she stopped sniffing. And I usually just walk and she catch up with me. And she was taking too long. So I went back and looked. And it was a suitcase that was like half buried.
No.
And I pulled it.
All right. Any ideas where we're going? Does anybody know already? Or
dead body.
A body seems like the most obvious.
All right. Dead body. It's a good guess. It's a good guess. It might be right. I don't even know. I'll reveal
Lots
it
of
for
expired meat.
Lots of expired meat. All right. So this guy's just saying, like, look, I bring my dog out. My dog usually will hang out and sniff at something for a second, but the dog was sniffing for too long, and I knew something was bad. You guys are bracing yourself. Bootsy, who's eating lunch right now, says, oh, no, it's a poop story, isn't it? I promise it's not. It's not that. It's not that, okay?
Like a pile of dirt. And she stopped sniffing, and I usually just walk and she catch up with me. And she was taking too long, so I went back and looked, and it was a suitcase that was like half buried. And I pulled it up and looked in it. It was a head.
Oh.
Somebody's head in it. And I immediately called the police.
Yeah, I would have too. A head.
Head.
Here's the thing.
He said it was a head.
If that was me walking Carl would have grabbed the head and start running, and I would
got a nose.
I would have not been able to catch him or take head out of his mouth because of strong grip that terrier mouth.
Carl rips off a nose off this head in
I'm chasing him around. Neighborhood app is like, what's going on with that crazy lady? And what's in the dog's mouth?
That's evidence right there. It's a head, he said. It was a head.
Pulled it up and looked in it. It was a head. Somebody's head in it. And I immediately called the police.
Man, wow. All right, so there, I had teased it, so I had to play it. But that's what was happening in this case. What's going on, Cleveland? What the hell is happening? Cleveland was where this was, and they found a head in a suitcase, and this dude was just out walking his dog. Here's Cleveland's Channel 5 talking about this, a press conference after not one but two bodies were found when police arrived to look into this. A witness said that there was a head visible in the suitcase. They confirmed that, and they said they were completely shocked and disturbed. When they arrived to investigate, they have not identified who this was or what the hell was going on, and there's no indication of ongoing threats to public safety. I don't know about that part.
Oh, wait, is there a Google search in which 2 weeks ago they're like, we found a body with no head? More at 6.
God, if you find a suitcase with a head in it, there's no way. I think Sabrina said this earlier about something else. If you were this guy with a dog, you're walking along, dog starts alerting on this. You see the suitcase and you look and you just see there's a person's head looking back at you. Does that ever escape you? Does that stay with you forever?
I told you guys I pulled up on an accident in which a motorcyclist was decapitated.
Uh-huh.
And if I was a great artist, I could perfectly draw it out for you. I will never forget that image.
See, that would stick with you. I've never seen anything quite that bad, but I could absolutely see how that would stick with you.
True.
In person, yeah. And online,
Not show prep.
I mean, online I've seen worse this week, but in person, it's different.
That sees all the heads.
That would burn into my eyes, and I'd never be able to get away from that, I don't think. All right, let's get into a couple of the Misties because they have decided to join us here on the show. Some of them are defending themselves, but some of them are just feeling like they're catching strays. Missy is coming out and sending a dispatch and saying, like, whoa, just so you know, this isn't all of us, and I'm not even a Misty. But let's see what Missy says about the Misty situation.
Hey, junkies.
Hey.
Missy here, real name Melissa. I have never met another Melissa whose nickname is Misty. I don't think that's a thing. I think your name is just Misty.
Mm-hmm.
It's not short for anything. Also, my pet peeve in life has always been when people put the T in my name and call me Misty, because I immediately think of people who've been to jail, people with a bunch of different daddies for their babies. I mean, I know it's not the case for all Misties,
but some of them.
It's got to be close, right?
That's a lot of them.
Have a great day, junkies.
It's a lot of them. A lot of people talking about the whole Misty thing. Here's another person, Flip.
So I think I've only met one Misty in my whole entire life, and my wife was with me, and it was just very innocuous. I know nothing about this particular Misty, but as soon as she said her name, my wife and I looked at each other like, yeah, we know.
Yeah, I think everybody seems to be on the same page here. I don't know why. Misties are getting a lot of strays, but I want to see if some of the Misties want to defend themselves. Here is, let's see, the principal at my son's school is Misty, says this person. Paul says, Misty May Trainer, a 3-time gold medal winner, has never been in trouble, says this person. They're defending some of the Misties. And there's a lot of emails about the gifted subs, so I'm trying to see which one of these. I'm saving some of these Misties themselves chiming in, and I'll put those all together for a Misty response segment, I think, at some point in time. But I'm opening the door for you. And if you feel slighted here today, I don't want that to be the case. So if you feel slighted, Misty, send a dispatch or an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com, and we'll get your side of the story in at some point during the show. All right, a couple more of these clips from when they sat down, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, to ask them questions about the Epstein stuff, and it got a little weird in some of these.
A little heated.
It's kind of interesting to watch these happen. One of them where they gave Bill Clinton a bunch of photos, and his attorney had to pull him in because it seemed like he was enjoying looking at the photos and kind of reminiscing. His attorney's like, whoa, hang on here. You know, the attorney was like on top of it the whole time. Here he is looking at the photos. All right. His attorney grabs the photos away. He's looking at the pictures.
His eyes followed that picture like a kid whose toy you just took away.
Okay. Uh-huh. Bill Clinton's looking at the photos. Some of these were in the Epstein files. The attorney doesn't want him to look at the photo.
About 5 minutes remaining in the majority's first hour, so I just want to ask you some questions.
His attorney's like, I don't want you looking at those. I don't want you looking at that, because he's smiling. He's got a big old smile on his face. Don't look like you're excited about what's in these photos. That's not good. I have a couple of Hillary, but let's get to the last ones of Bill. And here is somebody asking about Epstein's Island. All right, that sounds kind of heated. Let's hear.
Have you ever had contact with an individual by the name of Shantae Davies?
Shantae Davies.
Shantae, that's a distinctive name, so I think that was the name of one of his flight attendants.
Okay.
He said, it's Bill Clinton saying, I think it was the name of one of his flight attendants, talking about Epstein's flight attendants.
What a memory.
Shantae lady. And they're showing a photograph of what looks like Bill Clinton with the Shantae woman, and she's like massaging his shoulders.
She's been described on being on a 2002 Africa trip and providing massages. Was she or any other young female on that trip underage at that time?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Did you ever receive a massage or have physical contact from her or anyone else on that trip?
You've seen the pictures. There was one time when I was sitting up and I got a back rub, a neck rub.
Okay.
And I think Shantae did it, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Did you ever visit Epstein's Little St. James Island?
No.
Nobody wants to have been on that island.
Who has testified seeing you on the island with 2 young girls. Did this occur at all? Okay. Why do you think she would have made that claim?
Objection, speculation. You can't.
What are the other attorneys?
Have you ever met her or any other Epstein associated underage girl?
Not to my knowledge.
All right, there he is. They're asking him about actually going on the island. He says no, he didn't go on the island. They're asking if he ever saw anybody with underage girls. He's saying not to his knowledge, which is more of like, a legal answer that they'll tell you to give. They asked a lot of questions like this. Here's the last clip I have of Bill Clinton. I guess they asked him about the hot tub photo, because there's one photo of Clinton like leaning back in a hot tub and
like 2 other people in it, right?
Yeah, I think there's some other. There's
redacted faces in it.
Yeah, so I don't know who it is. Let's see what he said.
And what we're trying to get at is some context for the public on whether you remember this photo and any details you may be able to provide us about it.
All right, they're showing the photo of the hot tub.
Do you recall the details of this photo or recall the photo being taken?
No, I don't think I ever knew the photo was taken.
Okay, and for those who can't see it, it's a photo of you in a hot tub. There's a person next to you here. Do you remember where it was taken? Where was it taken?
I'm almost sure that this pic, and I think there's an adjacent photograph, which you probably have, that if people saw it, they would feel that someone was trying to con them showing this picture.
Oh, so he said there's an adjacent photo where if people saw it, they would think somebody was trying to con them showing them this picture. The adjacent photo looks like a swimming pool. So there's like one in a hot tub and then one in a swimming pool with several people in the swimming pool. I think that's what he's referring to.
Anyway, this picture was taken in Brunei.
In Brunei.
And we flew one night on a trip to Asia, the last very long leg.
You said we. Is it who is that including?
Well, my whole team that was working on the AIDS issue and
on the AIDS issue.
Mr. Epstein was there and Miss Maxwell. But anyway,
and Ghislaine Maxwell was there. I thought that looked like her.
I think that's her in the pool. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got short hair. So there was a short-haired woman in the pool in one of these photos, folks, and it looked like Ghislaine Maxwell, but she's not staring at the camera. It looks like maybe that is who it was.
The end of the flight was Brunei. It's a tiny place, but a very wealthy one. And the Sultan of Brunei was a man that I had gotten to know well in my 8 years as president.
Sultan.
And his first involvement with international matters was basically to join the Asian Pacific Economic Leaders Conference, which I started and which he attended. And
okay, get to it.
He was very proud of that, and he hosted. His time came to host it. You do these things in a rotation, and it came either at the very end of my term or
I guess he's saying like the Sultan of Brunei. Is that what he said? The Sultan of Brunei.
Yeah, Sultan
was having some sort of party, and that's what he was invited to. Let me bring it into like the tail end of this clip here, so he can round out what he's saying.
Were they part of your traveling party? He's asking you.
Yes, they were, I think. I think everybody there was part
Epstein.
of our party. It was late at night and late-ish. And I also believe that there was a Secret Service agent there at the other end of the pool.
Okay, and was this in public?
No, it was a hotel room. And
that's a hotel
the Sultan
room?
wanted us to stay there. And the water, this big pool.
Yeah, it's a very wealthy, tiny Asian country.
There were several suites. And so we went out, I swam around, I sat in the hot tub for 5 minutes, or whatever it was, and I got up and went to bed.
And there he is talking about it. He said he went in this hotel. This is in a hotel room. What kind of hotel room? You got a whole ass pool and a hot tub. God, this is nice to be at this level of life, for God's sake.
Big money.
And Sultan of Brunei, Brunei, how many people, Sealand?
Oh, let's see. Brunei is a tiny nation on the island of Borneo. Population 462,000.
Woo! Okay, all right, 462,000 people, but a lot of money, I think. A lot of cash. And those were the main moments that I saw go viral of Bill Clinton talking about things. This was the sparks flying when Hillary Clinton, I guess, got upset. Let's hear that to round out these clips with the Clintons and the Epstein stuff.
That's
here.
the question. I'm going to answer your question.
Now you're going to yell
This
at
was
me?
what I spent
You're
my
going to yell at
time
me.
doing.
I'm a survivor trying to look out for other survivors, trying to
and I was taking care of.
Oh, boy. All right, I got to stop here for a second, okay?
Oh, anxiety.
This is Nancy Mace is the woman who's talking with Hillary Clinton right now. Obviously, if you know anything about politics, they are not friends with each other. Nancy Mace is a Republican. Hillary Clinton is on the other team, Democrats. And they're kind of sparring back and forth here over the Epstein
Who
stuff.
lost
Here today,
3,000
6 months,
lives
and now you're being
at World
defiant
Trade
and
Center.
indignant today.
You asked me about
I have met
Howard
with Epstein
Lutnick.
survivors. I'm a survivor myself. You have emails. You've denied that Jeffrey Epstein, that you tried to get Jeffrey Epstein to give money to you.
I did
but
not.
Howard Lutnick was
If
used
you
to
have an
get
email
money.
with me asking Jeffrey
I
Epstein
have
for
an
money,
email from Howard Lutnick sending it to
the
Jeffrey
question?
Epstein and his people to
I
raise
don't-
money for
I don't
you
know about-
for an event, an intimate event for you at his offices
Well,
at Cantor Fitzgerald. You're
look,
going to sit
if
here
you-
today
if you would
and
let me finish.
obfuscate and say to this committee, you didn't try to get money from Jeffrey
I
Epstein
didn't.
when
I
there was
didn't.
an intimate event in an email.
An
that
intimate
Howard Lutnick
event?
emailed to Epstein's people and Epstein
That
to
could
get
mean so many
him
things.
to come to your
Uh-huh.
intimate event at Cantor Fitzgerald, a very small event. And so I'm not going to public. You want to yell at me, that's fine, but I'll yell right back.
Well,
okay? I am looking out for
it's
survivors.
very-
I'm doing
look.
the job that you would not do and refuse to do as Secretary of State. Thank you, and I yield back to
no,
Congresswoman.
I'm going to finish answering the question, which I have a right to do.
Let's see what she
I
says.
am very sympathetic to your personal situation. I have read about it. I have seen you testify or speak on the floor about it. And I very much sympathize with not only what you went through, but appreciate your effort to stand up for survivors.
Okay.
I was a senator representing the people who were murdered on 9/11. Nobody lost more people than Howard Lutnick. You can say whatever you want. You can call him and have him appear before the committee. But I knew him as the man who lost the employees that he knew intimately, including his brother.
Howard Lutnick, a finance guy, I think. Sealand, look that up. Howard Lutnick, that's the person that they're talking about in reference to this. And he was wrapped up in a lot of the Epstein emails and stuff.
I think he was
as
in
well.
some of the pictures. I think they spotted him in some pictures, perhaps at the island.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying somebody said that he's on Epstein's Walk of Shame.
Okay. All right.
He was Commerce Secretary.
Commerce Secretary. Okay. And wasn't he like the CEO of a company at some point, a big company? Howard Lutnick.
I'm looking for that.
All right. You see what else you can find? One of my favorite back and forths was at one point, Lauren Boebert said, Mr. Epstein said Hillary Clinton is much prettier in person. And Hillary Clinton's response was, I'm not going to object to that. And it's just like,
mic drop.
All right, I'll take that. So there you go. That was sort of the back and forth. I think a lot of people expected this to backfire on the Clintons maybe more than it did, or maybe you think it did. I didn't really think that it went that way. I saw it a lot of Republicans actually on Twitter today saying they thought that Hillary Clinton's performance was much better than they anticipated. Now I think a lot of people are like, okay, are we over this whole thing? We've got all the files out here. Everybody's now tried to make it like only the other side was bad and nobody on my side was bad and related to these weirdos and the pedo island and all that stuff. It's just, to me, it's like now we're at the least useful level that we could be at with this case. Like I want to be, when it's allegations of people abusing teenage girls, I want to be at the best possible level. I want everybody to be coming into this with hearts that are clear and free and trying to actually get to the truth and trying to put bad guys behind bars. But nobody wants to do that part. Nobody has any interest in that now. Everybody wants to go, okay, where are the other guys? Where's the other team in these emails? And what can I say about them? And what can I ignore about everybody? It's not helpful at all. This whole, where all this has gone is not helpful in the slightest right now. That's what I really reject from this whole thing. But I don't know if we learned anything from this. It was fun to hear Bill Clinton say he doesn't send any emails.
Yeah, just that one guy in space.
And it's a boss move to say the only email you sent was to a dude in space is a boss move.
Senator John Glenn.
That's a pretty cool move, but we'll see. Lori says it's not over on YouTube. Kevin says political performances. Yeah, I mean, that's what all of this is. I just don't think it's helpful. I think when we're talking about something like people being abused, everybody should be of the frame of mind that we're trying to help. We're trying to fix things. We're trying to make things better. And I think now everybody's trying to dunk on everyone else. Yeah, it's all theater. JD says it's all theater. This turned into a big theater thing when everybody's just trying to get a video so their rabid lunatic supporters can go, yeah, the other guys are bad. And we're the moral police on this.
And what a disservice it is to the victims still after all these years.
Nobody's been really arrested. You have people getting in trouble for ancillary things that have nothing to do with the young girls. It just doesn't seem helpful. It seems all performative and silly. And I wish it wasn't. I wish that people were being honest about this more than they are.
There was an article I saw yesterday or the day before that had suggested, and I think this is probably true, that more people have been arrested for Epstein-related things overseas than in America.
Probably, but when they say Epstein related, you think that they mean Epstein related to the girls. They don't mean that. They mean Epstein related to sharing documents like Prince Andrew or other people. There were people who were pressured out of jobs and stuff, but mostly it's been just a political cudgel for people to use to try to stab each other and harm them, harm their reputations and things. And it seems like people care less about what happened and more about using it as a weapon. That sort of performative nonsense is not, I'm not interested in it at all. I think it's stupid. I think it's bad and divisive. But tell us what you think, and we'll get to your responses when we come back. That's that. When we return, I got a couple of clips I want to work into. We'll get geared up for the next episode, and a lot more is on the way. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real voices, real laughs, real radio. 104.1. Guaranteed human.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Road rangers on the scene trying to clean up an accident.
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes of the show. Thanks again to Craig for the 10 gifted subs. Craig, very, very much appreciative of you doing that. All those have been gobbled up, honestly, over on thenewsjunkie.com. But there'll be more opportunities for you. If you want to gift secret show subscriptions to anybody, you can do that at thenewsjunkie.com. Hit that gift icon. If you're a Secret Show subscriber, you unlock the website. You get an ad-free stream that you get access to when you're logged in. Ad-free, completely ad-free stream. No YouTube ads, no Twitch ads, none of that. You get access to secret shows for as little as $2.99 a month. You also get access to all of See It Now. There's no 24-hour limit on you being able to see anything that was mentioned on See It Now. And the full soundboard, everything. It's all available for you over there on thenewsjunkie.com. Thanks to Craig. .com. It's here for that mortgage guy, Don. Honestly, watching the housing market move all over the place, it reminds you, good to have people like that on your side. And when you hear somebody supporting the show, advertising on the show, please support them. That mortgage guy, Don. Raging about Paramount in chat right now. And raging about Epstein. Yeah, to put my point more succinctly, I should probably speak clearer on this. I think that any allegations against anybody like Epstein are of such a high importance that politics should be removed from it. Politics should be completely removed from the conversation, and we should look at evidence. We should look at all of the things that we have, and if there's anything that is enough to pin a crime on somebody and connect them to what happened with Jeffrey Epstein, what happened on that island, what happened with the massages and sexual activity with those teenage girls, then all those people should be thrown behind bars. I don't care about them for a second. But I don't think that's the frame of mind almost anybody engaging with Epstein talk has. I think the frame of mind is, this is political. I'm going to put it on Trump so I can call him like a pedo or whatever. This is political. I'm only going to put it on the other team. That's what we're saying. Hello?
I got these.
What's
Would you
that?
rather the room temperature or refrigerator?
Refrigerated. Okay. Wait, are you supposed to put olives in the refrigerator?
Yeah, you can.
I like them refrigerated, I think. The black olives. Thank you. Thanks for getting them. 90 seconds and we're back. If there are no commercials, how will I know what type of mayonnaise to buy? Well, the audio commercials might play from time to time, but when I'm talking to Skull Mike, you'll see that uninterrupted. When the show's happening, you'll see that uninterrupted. There won't be any ads injected into the video stream. They're only arresting people for what they gave Epstein, not what they got in return? True. True. And that either means there's a giant government cover-up, or that there wasn't actually enough actionable information in the Epstein files to go after anybody other than Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. Pick your poison, baby. But I think it's pretty obvious. 60 seconds and we're back live. Look at the Hall of Fame. Look. All right, folks. Here we go. We're coming back live on the show right now.
Work for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe.
Your entire sports feed all in one place with iHeartRadio from the pursuit of gold. To the bracket busting in March.
I thought it was spectacular.
From the first pitch in spring training.
Ohtani tees off.
To the dreams of the NFL draft.
With the first pick.
You're one tap away. Open the iHeart app and stream your local station. Catch the latest on Fox Sports Radio or dive into the world's biggest sports podcasts. Search sports on iHeartRadio and lock in.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
He's smiling, and that alone should scare you. This
Geared up for the next episode. That's coming up in just a bit on the show. Then we roll on a Share the Show Tuesday. A lot of people might ask, what does that mean? What is Share the Show Tuesday all about, you ask? Well, it's about on one day a week on Tuesday, you telling somebody about the show. Send an email. Hey, I think you might like this podcast. Hey, I think you might like this live stream. Liking the stream, that's the smallest amount you could do just on YouTube. If you're watching on youtube.com/The News Junkie, just hit the like button. It's a tiny little thing that you could do. And honestly, it helps out. It's a really nice way to share the show on a Share the Show Tuesday. If you got other ways to do it, creative ways, do let us know. I'm happy to hear whatever is going on in your world. Send an email over to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's see. A lot of stuff to say for the next half of the show. One thing I wanted to hit on real quick while we have just a moment was another one of these situations where I don't know if I have time to do this right now. Actually, let me shelve that. I'm going to shelve that just for the time being because it's a story that's going to require a little more time than we have right now. But I do want to get into this really quickly. A 787 plane was evacuated at LAX, and it shows
787.
Yeah, it's a big one, right?
I feel like we don't hear about that often.
Is that was probably generally a international flight, right? I would think. I might be wrong about that.
Big boys?
Yeah, 787. And CBS had a story about this, and it reminded me, I'll play this for you quickly. It reminded me of a major problem that we have. All right, major problem that we have with people on planes. And I'll explain in a second. But here's CBS talking about what happened with this emergency landing of a 787.
Frightening moments for those on board a United flight that made an emergency landing after one of its engines caught fire. CBS News senior transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleve has more. Chris?
Here you go.
The issue started shortly after taking off from Los Angeles, heading for Newark. With 268 passengers on board, pilots got an alert about a possible engine fire.
We're getting fire indications still, so we're going to evacuate Flight 2127.
Dramatic cell phone video from onboard United Flight 2127 shows passengers heading for the emergency exit.
Oh, man, they're going down the inflatable slides. They're doing all the stuff you get to do that's fun when you have a very scary and real fright with an emergency landing.
I think all of us had always thought how fun the inflatable slide was until the last time they had to do an evacuation. We were watching people hit their heads. Like it's much of an angle you're not prepared for.
Yeah, these people were rolling out of this flight because there was a fire on board, and I'll explain to you what the problem was with all this in a second.
Down the evacuation slides. Moments earlier, the Boeing 787 returned to LAX with that engine issue. As passengers scrambled for safety, airport fire crews moved in, dousing the smoking left engine.
It's smoking, yeah.
The emergency closed one of the airport's runways for about 2 hours. The FAA is investigating. United says there are no reports of any serious injuries.
All right, so here's why I bring this up. There's the details about what happened with this 787. Basic bullet points. 787 plane was on fire. Engine was smoking. They had to evacuate when they returned to the airport. Herein lies the problem. There's video of people on the plane when they announced that they were landed and they said that everybody needs to get off. They made the statement that they always make in these circumstances. And they said, guess what? We need you to get off. Leave your luggage behind. You don't need to bring your bags with you. Don't bring your luggage. Nobody on the plane would listen. Everybody went to grab their bag and their luggage from the overhead, and it took like 15 times longer than they anticipated for all of these people to get all off this flight with an engine on fire.
A cabin full of smoke. And I get the mindset at that time of emergency, like, what if you have medicine or something else, your passport? But there has to be another system. If this is going to happen again, say, leave your stuff because we're right behind you and we're grabbing everyone's bags and we're putting in a pile away from the danger.
They told them not to do it, Sabrina. They said, don't get your bags. You don't need them. Leave them on board. But everybody, they told them, leave your bags behind. Everybody is standing up. Everybody. They're getting their bags out of the overhead no matter what they tell them to do. They're like, nope, I got to get mine.
I could understand maybe a backpack or like whatever your, not your carry-on, like the ones that have the handle extended on the carry-on with the rolly wheels that they took from the overhead compartment is ridiculous. But if it's like a purse or something, or like my laptop bag, are we mad about that?
If you got something so small that you can grab it and get out and it literally doesn't slow you down, I don't think that's going to really have a negative impact on things. But if you're opening the overhead bin and now everybody's standing up and then all of a sudden, this is not an emergency exit. This is just everybody slowly getting off the flight like they do anyway. And that's why disembarking takes so long on planes, because everybody stands up, they stretch, they open the overhead bin. Nicole on YouTube says, I'm taking my purse, I don't care. A lot of people like this. That's the problem, Nicole. Everybody wants to get up and nobody wants to leave without their stuff because they don't know whether they're going to get back to it. Laheva Rasta said, this is why people die in these situations. Right? The engine is on fire. The engine is on fire, for God's sake. And everybody stands up and they go, leave your stuff. Get off the plane. Get on the inflatable slide. Get out on the tarmac. Get away from the burning plane. We don't know if it's going to blow up at any point in time. Right? That's what everybody's saying over and over and over, the staff of this airline. But everybody stands up and goes, well, I'm getting my bag. I'm getting my stuff.
I have to.
I need it.
Very important.
There's stuff in there. Like Sabrina said, I got medication. People have like solid reasons for why they want to do it. I got medication. I got my identification. I got everything I need in there. I get it. But in an emergency, you need everyone off that plane. And this turns it in from like when you were a kid in the classroom and you had a fire drill and everybody stood up and you followed the teacher and you made your way outside in a nice little line following the teacher into the parking lot. Everybody stood in the parking lot. Teacher did a little row count. Okay, we're out. So if there's a fire in the school, everybody's okay. That's how it should be. Fast, out, away from danger. But humans on planes can't be stopped. They stand up, you go, out, out, out. And they go, I got to get my luggage. And then I got to wheel it off. Then it's not going to barely fit between the aisles. And I'm going to bang around back and forth.
Very important items in here that I definitely cannot replace or something.
But we're all going to start yelling at each other. That's what happens on these flights. And we have a problem with this. People don't want to give that up. And Jawa said they should be fined. Maybe something should happen to curb this behavior. What do you think? Let us know. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? An update on the Middle East. And some, absolutely no one, might consider this thing pressing. Lindsay Lohan is okay. The Jim Carrey clone conspiracy continues to cause confusion and chaos. Cool. Plus, the rainbow is a little less bright this week. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James Mc...
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes on the show. Some breaking news on the Iran situation. For those of you who don't know, there's a war going on. The United States has bombed Iran. Iran has responded by bombing every single Middle Eastern country that's around them. And Iran has so far fired 444 missiles and 1,326 drones at the Gulf countries so far. That's a lot. Here are the statistics released by Gulf Defense Ministries on drones and missiles that Iran has fired at the territory so far. United Arab Emirates, 186 detected, 172 intercepted. 13 fell into the sea. Only one made impact. Of the drones, 812 detected, 755 intercepted, 57 fell within their territory. So most of these are getting knocked down. Qatar says 101 missiles detected, 98 of them intercepted. 39 drones detected in Qatar, 24 intercepted. 3 cruise missiles detected and intercepted. 2 aircraft detected and intercepted. Same across the board. Of all of these missiles, 441 missiles and 1,326 drones that Iran is firing at every neighboring country, almost all of them have been intercepted, shot down, stopped. Ryan says it might be hard to sustain that since they have to sacrifice so many to overwhelm defense systems. True. I think Jack Bradshaw just solved the plane problem. I think Jack Bradshaw just fixed the plane problem. The emergency exit should trigger a lock on the overhead compartments. Problem solved. I think that might solve it. I think if the plane has an emergency, you hit the emergency button and the overhead bins all auto lock. Good luck. Good luck, sucker. Can't get it out of there if you want to, so might as well get your ass off the plane a little faster. I think that might do it. Hey Buzz, hey Mike, hey Abraham, how are you? The next episode in just a moment. How much would that cost to retrofit a fleet? Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of planes, so that would be a decent amount of money across the board. But at some point, that is a fix and an upgrade that would definitely save lives. It would definitely be a thing that eventually you could point at and go, hey, we retrofitted all of our planes to do this, and when we had this emergency, everybody got out of the plane in record time. Can't imagine being on a plane. The plane is on fire, and people are like trying to get their luggage, and you can't get off the plane. What's right here? I got a soreness right there. Doctors of chat. What is right there? Got a little bit of a bruised feeling there today. You're still rolling with Everdoor. Okay, we're coming back right now.
EPI.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Power outage? You're still rolling with Everdoor. Get $75 off a battery backup opener today. Don't let the dark shut you out. Everdoor keeps you moving. Visit everdoor.com, the garage door that lasts evermore.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
World of entertainment and beyond. We'll check in with that here in just a moment on the show. And so glad to have you with us on a Share the Show Tuesday. We will work in your feedback as promised, always. We'll get that in forms of emails and, of course, dispatches here on the second half of the show that's coming up in just a bit. Right now, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Oh my God, it's a phallic costume.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don, thatmortgageguydawn.com. And the Home Loans Radio Show. You can tune in every single weekend and get your questions answered live on the air, unless you want to get your question answered now. Beautiful part about Don, he is very accessible. Right there on his website, there's a way to chat, email, get your live question asked on the show, or talk to him on the phone. The good old days. Either way, know that he has your back, know that he's an expert, and a friend that you could trust. Start the process today of refinancing or buying your first dream home by going to thatmortgageguydawn.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydawn.com.
Did the stream see that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Cool. It has disappeared. And instead, 18 years ago, 2008, this right here. Group? This group?
That is...
The song? Group song? Listen.
Chumbawamba. Yeah,
Chumbawamba is right. And 18 years ago, fam, they set a record for the longest album title with the release of The Boy Bands Have Won... The long, full title contains 864 characters and 156 words. And here I present to you the 30-second version of all of that.
The boy bands have won, and all the copyists and the tribute bands and the TV talent show producers have won. If we allow our culture to be shaped by mimicry, whether from lack of ideas or from exaggerated respect, you should never try to freeze culture. What you can do is recycle that culture. Take your older brother's hand-me-down jacket and restyle it. Refashion it to the point where it becomes your own. But don't just regurgitate creative history or hold art and music and literature as fixed, untouchable, and kept under glass. The people who try to guard any particular form of music are, like the copyists and manufactured bands, doing it the worst disservice, because the only thing that you can do to music that will damage it is not change it, not make it your own. win. Because then it dies, then it's over, then it's done, and the boy bands have won.
That is the album title for you.
Yeah.
Did that go on one CD, or do you just have to like open it up like an old Playboy?
Like unfurl the title of
I
the
think they had to
thing?
print it really small or something, right?
It was a mouthful. And
I agree with
here
what
we
he
are.
said, though. I did agree with him.
Boy bands have won, and we're gonna die.
Well, he was talking about what you have to do is constantly remix culture and music and creations to make the next generation of things to keep evolving forever with your creativity, which I think is right. I agree with it.
And I also agree that if you get knocked down, you
get up
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do print the whole thing on the cover of the album. I don't know about the CD itself if they fit it in there,
Is
but
it aesthetically pleasing?
it just looks like a big paragraph, it needs a TLDR.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a little TLDR for you. Rainbow Bright creator dead.
Oh no!
I know. I'm sorry. Guntra Grodin's Gigi Santiago has passed away at the age of 82. Celebrated for creating the beloved animated children's show Rainbow Bright. Her death was announced by her friend, illustrator Muriel Farion. According to
What'd you
People.
call her?
Watch your mouth.
Fahrion.
All I know is if you said that to me with that delivery and then you walked out of the room, I'd be like, I don't know what she said.
There's
but
a genie in here somewhere.
Insulted. Or she cast a spell. One of the two of them.
No, the only spell that is cast is sadness for those that loved Rainbow Bright in the 80s.
True.
I wasn't alive then. Did you watch it?
I think my sister was more of a strawberry shortcake gal.
That slut.
I think she was into
strawberry shortcake,
Oh
not your
my
sister. Not
gosh.
your sister. I meant strawberry shortcake.
Sean's
For
late
God's sake.
sister.
Jesus.
I
Wow.
I wasn't calling her late sister a slut.
I would call her a slut.
Oh.
Yeah. No. She was great. I love her.
We can breathe a little bit easier because
I'm not breathing very easy right now.
But neither am I. My heart rate is at 110. Don't worry. With all that Middle Eastern chaos, we do have an update on Lindsay Lohan. She is okay.
Okay, that's all. Yeah.
As well as Quentin Tarantino and his family, who live part-time in Israel. They're also okay.
I always love when they do this. It's like I just read a moment ago, Iran has fired off retaliatory missiles, like 400 or so, and well over 1,000 drones. And then I love when you scroll past that, and it's like, Lindsay Lohan confirmed safe in the Middle East.
Thank God.
Thank God we did it, everybody.
There was a rumor going around about Quentin being killed in a missile strike where he lives part-time with his wife, but another source said it's not true. Quentin ready to make some more movies with your feet involved.
Thank God.
This is alarming, disturbing to me, and I apologize, but as I read the headline, could one of you pull up David Caruso now? And that image is, I'll put it as Radar Online. Their headline is Exclusive NYPD Blubber. Cop show star David Caruso blows up and sparks huge fears. He's eating himself to death.
Oh, no.
That guy's not even that fat.
What did he look like before?
Not that.
Oh, okay. I got it. For the streamers, I'll do a little side-by-side. We'll describe it for everybody else. He used to look like this. All right? So I recognize that face for sure. Now he looks like this. Yeah.
It's not a good transition.
You know, people are after folks for their looks this week. It's like the Osbournes are getting heat. They're like, look at Kelly Osbourne.
They looked wild.
They do look crazy. I get it, but there's a lot
Kelly
of heat coming
Osbourne looks so much more different than Jim Carrey, and I don't know why they're saying he's the one that's like
Oh my gosh,
a lizard person.
Didn't even have time to dive into the Jim Carrey stuff because the rumors and the conspiracies have gotten even more, thick since the last time we talked about it, which was just 24 hours ago. But Lexus Stone may be in the mix, who is a drag queen makeup artist who often dresses up as people. And she apparently claimed that she was Jim Carrey at this French thing. Publicist of Jim Carrey said, no, it was really him. Very confusing, and hence the reason why I can't dive into it right now. David Caruso, that is him, though, at 70. And according to Radar, people are scared he's eating himself to death. So, looks like he's a hot dog.
Yikes.
Or it looks like he is CSI going to take Wegovy. Celia, you want to give it a go?
Looks like David Caruso has turned into a CSI sore.
Nice. Sean?
CSI think he's really fat these days.
Perfect.
He says with confidence.
On the Boob Tube, Coast to Coast Tuesday. Have fun with your sports. 76ers, Spurs, Kings, and Suns. NCIS, Origins, and Sydney all tonight. Series premiere of R.J. Decker on ABC. And you can catch Penelope Cruz on Fallon. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Amber. But most importantly, say it with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. We'll do those Jim Carrey updates when we come back. Was there anything else you teased that we didn't get to?
So many things.
What did you tease that we didn't get to? Just to file them to the side. We'll hit those when we come back.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then I want to talk about, God, there's so many things we have to work in before the end of the show. We'll get to some around updates, but I know some of you will be bored by that. I want to, when we come back, get into this body camera video. You're going to hear this next. And it shows a sheriff's officer arresting a teacher for sex and drug charges. And this woman's reaction to it all is really something to behold. So you'll hear how this woman reacts when they tell her what they know she did and how she interacts with the police from this body cam footage that's going to be played on the show. And that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Daytona Bike Week is rolling into Daytona International Speedway now through March 8th. Experience all the action like the Daytona 200. Get tickets at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com or call 1-800-PIT-SHOP. Keep listening to win tickets and visit realradio.fm/contest to get signed up on our contest page.
Hey, everybody. Rachel says it's just an unflattering picture of a person. It happens to all of us. Very true. Very true.
Correctly if you're on State Route 50 eastbound at Florida's Turnpike. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more brutal than like the glossy celebrity bullshit press and how they will frame stories about people. Like, imagine you're a person who was in the spotlight and you were like fit and thin and at the prime of your life, and then 30 years later you've aged and you're busy with 3 kids and you don't have enough time to like stay in shape like you did, and then when you step out, TMZ's like, fat fuck celebrity looks like they just guzzled 46 hot dogs down their fat fuck throat, and you go, okay. I mean, alternatively, I was just trying to exist on a Tuesday. Put your focus on Britney Spears, for God's sake. Somebody send an ambulance that way. Did you see Chitwood say the S word on TV last night? It was funny. I did not. No, did they air it? And then he, like, kind of tried to work his way out of it? Some accidental curse words on TV from the sheriff? How we doing, YouTube? How we doing, Twitch? Couple of things for you here. One thing I wanted to bring up. Most people, in fact, let me get the story. Most Americans are opposing the airstrikes in Iran. 52% opposing the airstrikes in Iran. Which is talking specifically about the airstrikes, right? Not even like long-term war and stuff. If they could bounce out, you know, the Iranian theocracy and all of these goons that have held down the people of Iran for, 50 some odd years now, and they can do it with a handful more missiles over hopefully not that long a period of time, that could be good. But 52% of people are saying they're against what's happening now, even the strikes on Iran. Where are you at on that? Are you against the current strikes on Iran, chat? Yes or no? Hit us with a yes or a no. Feeling a little bloated? Thanks for asking. Well, you know, this is the time to get that out there. Are you against the strikes in Iran right now? Yes or no? We don't have to get complex with it. We're in it. Do it until it's done, says Silent Coda. Well, that's true. We're definitely in it right now. You know, you have to wonder, what's the exit ramp? That's the question. 52% driven by Trump hate. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a pretty solid connection there. Like, what percentage of people dislike Trump and what percentage of people also don't support the strikes on Iran? The Venn diagram there would be interesting to see. Yes/no, 100%. I vote Newcomb. More yes than no. Nope. So we're saying a little more yes, you're against the strikes so far. Make sand? Well, you're going to be making glass, probably. But either or. I guess you could be making sand out of rubble. More sand in a sand-filled place. 2 minutes and we're back live. Always against war, says Chad. Yeah, I mean, I'm against war as well, but I think, let's be realistic here, okay? Chat, do we believe that there's such a thing as bad guys? Right? Let's start there. Do we believe, yes or no, is there such a thing as bad guys on planet Earth? Bad characters, evil people. Are there bad guys? That's the important place to start. No, there's no bad guys, Drew says? That's a wild take. Unless you're still back on the missile strikes. I think most people would agree that there's bad guys, right? Yeah, there's bad guys. You know, there's evil characters out there on the planet. And then there are people who have to live under those bad guys. Like, for instance, under the Ayatollah in Iran, the supreme leader. And if those people, in a 2026 sense, don't have the ability to rage against their government, don't have the ability to overthrow their government, when they do, they're killed by the thousands and thousands and thousands, then you have a helpless populace against an actual bad guy. An evil dictator and a populace that can't get out from under their thumb. Stuck under the oppressive thumb of this leadership. They have military might, they have drones, they have bombs, they have armed forces. They'll go out with their supporters and be thugs to everybody in the streets. And so eventually you have a very new sort of problem where the populace can't overpower them. The few control the many. So when you have a genuine bad guy, when you have a populace that truly is trying to fight back but can't do anything because they're outgunned in the truest sense, what do? You've seen what was done in Venezuela. You've seen what's happening in Iran. What do you do other than that? What do you do? That's a legitimate question. I think get in, have a plan, have an exit ramp, get it done, and get the hell out. And if the Iranians can use this as an opportunity to escape the violent and terrible theocratic leadership, that would be a good outcome for me and for them too. Let me know what you think.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Your direct line to the heroes that saved Canada that one time.
Misties. I had a couple. I filed them to the side. I want some more Misties who are willing to stand up today because I said a lot of Misties are troublesome women. They are. But I want to let you have your say. So Misties, email tips@thenewsjunkie.com, tips@thenewsjunkie.com, or email with your Misty stories. If you have a story about spending time with one of these Misties, that we've been talking about today on the show. Hit us up with that. Tips, TIPS at thenewsjunkie.com, or send over a dispatch. Talking about one of the biggest stories out there before we pay off a couple of the teases that we were getting to there in the next episode. Somebody on chat said of what's happening in Iran, why is the United States the world police? And I see a lot of people saying that. In fact, I was talking with the folks.
There's a whole movie about it.
That's true. Yeah, Team America, World Police. I saw this story from ABC News today that says when it comes to the United States bombing Iran and taking out the leadership there, including the supreme leader, the Ayatollah in Iran, who's been leading over these people in a terrible, fearsome, and theocratic way for 40 years-ish, right? When you look at that, you see that we've been bombing the Iranian infrastructure and military and giving these people maybe some sort of opportunity. How do you feel about that? And the poll that was mentioned by the ABC News said that 52% of Americans were opposed. Right? They're against it. 52% of Americans, when asked about these strikes on Iran, said that they were against this. They asked about 1,000 U.S. adults, and they said, what do you think? Do you support or oppose President Donald Trump ordering airstrikes against Iran this weekend? And 52% of Americans said they don't support it. They don't support the airstrikes on Iran. So going back to the question, does the U.S. have to be the world police? I was trying to frame this up for folks in chat during the break. And I said, I think if we walk down this path, we maybe can find some agreement here. Do people believe that there's such a thing as bad guys, evil people? Like, are there actual evil people, bad guys out there? I think most people would say yes. There are bad guys. There are good guys, bad guys. These things are something that's just a part of life. There are bad characters. And there are bad, evil people on planet Earth. It's just a reality. I like to live in some utopian world where everybody was great and we could all settle our differences, but I'm a reality-based guy, and I see bad people out there throughout history and currently now. And if we all agree, or many of us agree at least, that there is such a thing as bad guys, evil people, and then you have places where evil people are lording over a populace of civilians who cannot arm themselves, who, when they do try to take to the streets and overthrow their government, get gunned down by the thousands and thousands and thousands and grinded up until they just go back home because they can't take it anymore. They don't want to lose any more brothers or sisters or cousins or friends. This isn't something that is traditionally the case throughout all of human history. Generally speaking, you might have some sort of leadership in a country, but almost always, previous to modern times, those people could overthrow with pitchforks and human strength. They could overthrow the leadership when they were tired of them. You can't do that when the leadership has drones and bombs and planes and nukes in some cases. You can't really do that. So what is the world to do when you see people who are trying to fight against an oppressive regime? They cannot get out from under the thumb of this violent regime that is lording over them, and there's no way out. Are you to do nothing? Are they to be stuck in that forever? Or is it okay every once in a while to drop some bombs, blow up some leadership, and give these people a little bit of a chance? I think that's sort of what happened in Venezuela. Maduro was a dictator there, took over in an illegal election, was a guy who was as corrupt as it gets, was a terrible plight on the Venezuelan people. The United States went in the dead of night and grabbed him and his wife in their pajamas, and they put him on a ship and brought him to the United States and put him in prison. You can fight till you're blue in the face over whether you like that or not, but it made for some change at least.
It did.
I don't know how long term. I don't know if it'll get Venezuelans to like the free and fair elections that they actually deserve. In Iran, you drop all these bombs. Iran mega freaks, shoots missiles in every Middle Eastern country that surrounds them like they're doing right now. They shoot drones at everything, kamikaze style. But we have killed a lot of their leadership. In fact, they had a meeting to replace the Ayatollah. And at the meeting to replace the Ayatollah, they got bombed. And they blew up the gathering where they were trying to choose a new supreme leader.
I read last night that they did choose a new supreme leader, and hours later, that guy got killed.
there was a report about that. I don't know if it was actually true. I know that they did bomb the meeting. Israel did.
Far enough that either I thought I got a notification like on the news app about it, but that might have just been a tweet.
Here's what this report said. Let's get to this, and I'll get back on track.
Of one of these cluster munition impacts just outside of Tel Aviv, but I'm told by a senior Israeli official that the Israelis just struck the Supreme Council gathering where the Iranians were meeting to choose a new supreme leader. This is a significant development and again speaks to the Israeli intelligence about this war. They just targeted the meeting in Tehran where what's left of the leadership was gathering to choose a new supreme leader.
All right, so they're targeting the leadership. They're targeting the military apparatus. They're trying to give the civilian population a chance to rise up and take control of their future and maybe have like a free election ahead of them somewhere.
Are they
where people can walk their dogs, which is illegal in most places in Iran, where people can where women can exist in public, where women can drive, where women can be without a male guardian in a lot of public places, where you can be free, right? Where you can have some shot at whatever you consider free amongst your culture. And that's sort of an opportunity that could open here. Somebody on chat mentions North Korea. They won't do this in North Korea because they have nukes. That's why they don't want Iran to have nukes, right? For other reasons too. But then you get into this position like North Korea. That's a good example. Does North Korea have any shot of overthrowing their government? They're eating dirt, half of these people out there. They don't have any shot at overthrowing the government of their country. So isn't it something that righteous people should want to do to give those people some sort of opportunity when they have none?
What about the risk? When you bring up Venezuela, I don't know if the risk was as high for retaliation as it is with what's happening in the Middle East. I mean, at least the fear-mongering is starting to show up on social media of sleeper cells, people being sent in, radicalized online, but they've been here for a while. 1,500 refugees, or I'm sorry, 1,500 from Iran or Iraq, I had just seen the headline, were arrested. And how many more were not? I think that I wonder if the government takes that into consideration.
Wait. Do you mean retribution? I think you're talking about retribution. Do you mean retribution on the people of Iran or retribution? Clarify.
Like chaos comes to America because of the leaders that were killed.
You're saying more of what we've seen in Austin with the guy who apparently targeted this bar in Austin. Well, I think if you don't consider that can be an output of any kind of decision like this, then you're being stupid. I would hope that people would at least consider that, because every action is going to have a reaction. So obviously you're going to see this kind of stuff. It would just be about, is any kind of reaction worth it? What is the overall outcome? Is the outcome that Iran has a free and fair election, breaks free of theocracy, and all of a sudden isn't the biggest state sponsor of terrorism in probably the history of this planet? If the change is that, then it would be worth smaller things. It would be worth some retribution that you would face. But there could be a lot more than that, too. I mean, there's going to be retribution not just for the United States of America, like you saw in Austin. Every one of these countries in the Middle East is having problems right now. They're all getting bombed as well. Like Iran isn't hitting buttons and firing missiles at the United States of America right now. Iran is hitting buttons and firing at all of the countries that surround it. Mm-hmm. Every one of them. So Kuwait, Bahrain, Iraq, the neighboring countries, all these countries, Lebanon, all these countries that surround the area they're taking the other end of this.
So are they hoping the U.S. as the world police come and help with that as well?
If you get the Iranian threat gone, if you get that administration out of the way in Iran, then I think you remove that threat from the neighboring states. Iran, just in case people don't know, Iran does not get along well with their neighbors. All right, Iran in the Middle East is a standout. Iran does not get along well, has not historically got along well with their neighbor to the west. No,
it should be on that east? TV show, Neighbors.
Iraq is to the east of Iran, I believe. Yes. Their neighbor to the east, Iraq, Iran has not historically gotten on with them well at all, nor most of the countries that surround Iran. And they have fought with these countries for a very, very long time. So I think some of them might be better off if you would see a regime change there. But there's risks in all of this. There's risks in everything. There's risks in going in to get Maduro. There's risks in doing all this. There's risks in not doing anything.
Right.
There's risks in just sitting back, because we just watched the Iranian people as they tried to rise up against their government. They cut out the internet for over a week. They had no contact with the outside world, and they started gunning them down in the streets. They started killing people by the thousands and thousands and thousands. Some of the estimates are crazy. I don't know if they're true or not. Celine, look up Iranian civilian casualty estimate or something from these protests. You'll get a number of what I'm talking about. I saw numbers that were 30 or 40,000 high that the Iranian government killed. I don't know what the exact right numbers are, but I know that they tried to rise up against their government and they mowed them down. They just started killing them. A Space Coast chick says, when you have Iranian civilians cheering America, then STFU. Well, yeah, you had a lot of that. You had a lot of people in Iran who hated the Ayatollah. You had a lot of people who were cheering the airstrikes on their own country on. Absolutely, positively. Not all of them, but a lot of them. I would say the majority did not like the Ayatollah and probably are excited about some sort of change here. But it's all incredibly complex, and you just have to get back to the core issue, which is if there are bad guys, like I hope we can agree on, bad and evil people out there, and there are populations under the thumbs of the bad guys who can't do anything about it, is it morally right and righteous to make a move and do something for those people? And if the answer to that is yes, then I don't care about a lot of the other stuff. Just being honest with you. If the answer to that is yes, then I don't care about some of the stuff like Marco Rubio goes out there and says this was a preemptive attack on Iran. Iran wasn't going to attack the United States of America. There was no imminent threat from the Iranian government or from Iran and the United States of America. There were threats on Israel, but that they try to do this whole rigmarole to explain this. All you have to do to explain it to me is say, we're not going to put boots on the ground. We're not going to be engaged in a long war. We're not going to put a whole bunch of American lives at risk. But what we are going to do is give these people a glimmer of hope in these countries who can't do anything about the brutal leaders who are killing them. I'm fine with that. Here's the Marco Rubio thing I'm talking about, where he just kind of he goes, we had to attack them before they attacked Israel, which then would have caused them to attack us. And here he is. Listen, let me get to this.
Does Congress have to weigh in? Is the president accountable? And does Congress have to weigh in? And was there an imminent threat? Did you tell lawmakers that there was an imminent threat?
There absolutely was an imminent threat. And the imminent threat was that we knew that if Iran was attacked, and we believed they would be attacked, that they would immediately come after us.
Okay, so he's saying there was an imminent threat. The imminent threat was if Iran was attacked by Israel, then Iran would attack us, and so therefore we would have to attack Iran.
Why?
So the imminent threat is not that Iran's going to attack us, but if Israel is going to attack Iran, which they were going to attack Iran, then if Israel did attack Iran, then Iran would attack us, so there's an imminent threat. That's a little bit disconnected. I think it's a much better argument just to be like, sometimes people need help. Sometimes there's bad guys and good guys. Sometimes bad guys should be wiped out. I don't lose a blink of sleep knowing that the supreme leader of Iran, the Ayatollah, this brutal, sexist, terrible human being, is dead. I don't care. I don't care at all. I think it's better for the people of Iran that this person is dead. I think there are bad guys. I think he was one of them.
What about the people that worshipped him? We played a clip earlier this week, but would you put that into good people, bad people, brainwashed people that don't know the freedom they have? That translator, the news reporter, was screaming and crying as they were breaking the news about how the U.S. will feel the wrath of their revenge.
Remember, not to take away from your point, but remember that was state television. So it's like a propaganda outlet for the state. So you could kind of grain of salt all the stuff that happens on something like that. But let's say it wasn't. I don't care. Yeah, I if somebody is bad, if they are evil, and then there are people who support those evil people, that's just a part of life. Sometimes people are going to make decisions like that. There were people who through and through supported Hitler in World War II. And there was Hitler himself. And to me,
he was Time Magazine's Man of the Year.
That was a brave choice on their part. That was an evil human being, about as evil as you can get. You can just see it. It's clear to everybody. We don't need to have deeper conversations. Everybody knows who has a brain that Hitler was evil. And that there were people who were seeing the evil unfold and still supported it. And so if those people end up being a party to any violence from all of this, I sleep fine with that. I sleep fine, understand that there are good people and bad people, good forces and evil forces. And I try to make sure I'm squaring myself away mentally so I end up on the good side of things. I don't want to be on the evil side. I don't. I want to be as far away from it as possible. But the reason why this becomes complex is I wouldn't want to put anything much more on the line. Like, I don't want American forces in the desert again. I don't want 100,000 people going in to try to set up some fake-ass government in Iran for these people. I just want to give them some hope. I just want to give them a chance. That's the only thing I would look for in these situations. And it kind of, like Venezuela, I don't think it's perfect in Venezuela. What if he was a news junkie supporter? That's a whole different thing, Mike. That's a whole different thing. But the Venezuela situation was, we went in, we took the president, the dictator of Venezuela, and we took his wife and we blasted him out to prison in the United States of America. Will it be perfect afterwards? No, but the threat remains that if you say to the new leadership, hey, you want to end up like the old leadership? Well, you better have some elections. You better let your people vote. The elections better be looked at by the international community. Like, it does give you some leverage, I think. It gives you some leverage over these situations. The only other choice is inaction. Sit back and watch. Say, we're not going to be the world police. We're not going to do any of these things. It's up to these people to do this themselves. And I just don't know if that's realistic.
Well, that wasn't a choice because there was an imminent threat.
There was an imminent
Rubio.
threat. Yes.
You asked about figures. Al Jazeera says preliminary figures are 787 dead in Iran, at least 11 in Israel, 6 U.S. soldiers, and 8 killed in Gulf states.
No. That's not. I'm talking about the recent Iranian protests against the government. They turned off the internet and they started to kill people. They started to shoot and kill people. And it's very hard to get accurate numbers. Some of the numbers I saw said like 30,000 citizens of Iran.
I was wondering where you got 30,000 from.
Were killed.
The U.S.-based human rights activist news agency reported over 7,000 deaths as of mid-February 2026, including more than 6,000 protesters, 200-plus security forces, and over 100 children.
Here's what I'm talking about. And again, as I said at the beginning, I don't know what numbers to trust on anything. Time magazine says Iran protest death toll could top 30,000, according to local health officials. As many as 30,000 people could have been killed in the streets of Iran on January 8th and 9th alone, 2 senior officials of the country's Ministry of Health told Time magazine, indicating a dramatic surge in the death toll. Now, I would guess that 30,000 is probably like they're exaggerating. It's high. These might be people inside the government who have different goals and a different agenda at play. Also, they maybe want to make it seem worse, but like they were murdering their people.
Also, the wording here is much like we experienced in one of those guys that was talking about the Nancy Guthrie investigation, where they said as many as 30,000 could have been killed. Well,
yeah. They say the government's internal count of the dead, not previously revealed, far surpasses the toll of 3,117 announced on January 21st by regime hardliners who report to the supreme leader. Rip him. The 30,000 figure is far beyond the tallies being compiled by activists. But whether it was a couple thousand or 30,000, imagine in the United States of America, you see what happens when somebody gets killed by an ICE officer or something. Could you imagine if 30,000 people were killed? If protesters were in the street, could you imagine?
I don't want to.
Could you imagine?
That's insane.
Obviously, that would be horrific and wild, but that is at least one potential reality of the situation. One more thing on this. There was sort of an awkward moment because there's some infighting going on, I think, in the Republican world. On Fox News, they had this interview scheduled, and it was so weird, these two guys back and forth. So I wanted to share the clip with you. It's General Jack Keane and Fox News host Will Cain. And listen to how awkward this got. Here it is.
Well, it's not 100% clear to me, General, and that's not to suggest that I don't support 100% what is happening, nor that I 100% offer my support. I just think I want to ask a couple of critical questions, and I hope you know how much respect I have for your service, and I think it goes without saying to anybody watching how much respect I have for the men making this decision.
You don't have to patronize me. Just ask the question. Go ahead. Come on, ask it.
To be clear, General, I'm not patronizing you. I'm trying to have a very serious conversation in front of the American people. The men making these decisions have my utmost respect. This is less about you than everybody making these decisions. And this is about the American people understanding the investment.
It was awkward, right? It's like,
come on, just get out.
Funny, the general told him to get to the point, and he still has not asked the question. I mean, the general is like, hey, buddy, what's the chase? How do I cut to it?
Hurry up.
Yeah, let's go.
I think the general was maybe right, because the guy is trying to go, look, I respect the military. I respect generals. But I
own an American flag.
Yeah. Like he was really trying to waffle around, and he's like, dude, just ask me the question.
I mean, it's still a TV show. Doesn't he have to fluff it a little bit?
I think he's playing to his audience. He's trying not to piss people off. Like, look, I love America, but there's a lot more twists and turns in this, and we'll get to a couple here and there. We'll move in another direction next, however, and I want to get to the body camera of that teacher being arrested that I told you about. I teased that just before the last break, and I promise you I'll play that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
Monsters in the Morning.
Hello. Welcome to the show. Question, chat. Now that I've spoken about that a little bit more extemporaneously, on the idea of evil existing, people being helpless against a government that is evil, and utilizing your power to try to give those people a chance at a better future. Do you agree with that mindset? Do you think it's okay to launch some missiles off at a place if the people can't do anything about their oppressive leadership, if they're in a very, very unfair situation, and if that might help them unlock those freedoms? In that case, with that line of thinking, do you support what's going on in Iran? Yes or no? Maybe that changed some minds. With that in mind, do you support what's going on with Iran and the bombing of Iran? Yes or no? Yes, agree. If that was our intent, yes, that wasn't Trump's intent. It was a byproduct. What do you think Trump's intent was? I'm interested. Christopher says, didn't Trump say something about making the biggest sheet of glass his first term? Funny thing about Trump is, I don't know, but it sounds plausible. Sounds like something he could say. Steel City says, would it prefer America first at home, but sometimes we have to play the big brother? I don't know, man. I just want a grilled cheese sandwich. Willing to bomb as long as it survives moral audit? Yeah. Yeah, when everything in life is about if it survives moral audit, is it not? I mean, for me, I don't care about, I've said this before on the show, I don't care about laws or rules or anything. I care about my framework, my structure, my belief set, what I think is morally right and morally wrong. And if I think something is morally right to do, but the government tells me it's against the law, I don't really care. So yeah, I think things passing your moral audit is actually probably the most important thing, at least to me. The moral audit is very important, yeah. There are a lot more oppressed people in Africa, but they don't have oil. Oppressed by which government? Which Africa is a whole continent. You got to give me something a little more accurate. It's true Sean would eat human flesh? Well, now that you brought it up, would I eat human flesh? I've said before, out of curiosity, you got to try, right? And then morally, let's audit that. If the person has had like a leg amputated or something and has willingly given up this piece of them to me, and that person is not going to be hurt at all in it, and then I can experience the curiosity of trying human meat, and there are no victims at all, well then yes, that would pass a moral audit, and I'd be okay. I'd be okay. JD's talking about Sudan. I mean, well, Jesus, God. If there's a country that could use intervention, it's definitely Sudan. But Sudan is even more complicated than Iran, honestly. I don't need to get into that here. But Sudan is full of different militias. There's a militia called the Janjaweed militia. Some of these guys are still on fucking horseback going across the country. Killing people who have like tribal differences between them and massacring people by the tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. Absolute human crisis and catastrophe. But you can't really bomb your way through that. I don't know that I've seen the people of Sudan stepping up and putting themselves on the line really necessarily at a lot of these protests. If that's happened, I haven't seen that. I'm not aware of that happening. Lori says, no, you don't need to try it. I don't need to try human meat. It's not a need. But it still passes my moral test. Okay, we're coming back. Let's pay off some teases, baby. Who's ready to pay off some teases? PF brings up Cuba. I mean, we're doing a lot. We're doing a lot to try to make Cuba collapse. Another interesting question.
I'm Anna Navarro, and on my new podcast, Bleep with Anna Navarro, I'm talking to the people closest to the biggest issues happening in your community and around the world. This week, I'm joined by investigative journalist Julie K. Brown.
The Justice Department, through, I think we counted 4 presidential administrations, failed these victims.
Listen to Bleep with Anna Navarro on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Bleep with Anna Navarro and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
On the bright side, we're not dead yet. You're listening to the news.
Discussions all around today, and you're welcome to chime in on any of this. Email the show, tips@thenewsjunkie.com, tips@thenewsjunkie.com, or send a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's pay off some teases, baby. We'll get to all your thoughts. Lots of people have thoughts on all the stuff that we've discussed, as per usual. Those are absolutely important, but I want to pay off some teases here. One was this body camera of a Seminole County teacher's arrest, and this woman was facing sex and drug charges. The back and forth in the body cam was pretty interesting. So let's start with that, and then we'll get into some leftovers we had on the next episode that we didn't get to. Right now, first, this woman, she's 49 years old. Mackenzie McLean is her name. This is the new body cam video that you're going to hear. She was taken into custody the day after one of her former students at Crooms Academy.
Sounds
Crooms
fancy.
Academy, Crooms Academy, told deputies that she had groomed him. Groomed at Crooms. It's a little weird, but he
All
told
I got with
deputies.
his lousy T-shirt.
Yeah, right. It writes itself. Groomed him by buying him and other students alcohol, weed, and other substances. So the teacher was buying drugs and alcohol and stuff for the students, and the cops went over to arrest this teacher, and the body cam footage, I guess, starts there. Let's see what we got here from Local 6.
Video. I'm Catherine Silver, your Seminole County community correspondent. We were the first to tell you about Mackenzie McLean's charges and the history of disciplinary actions we found in her school personnel file. Now we're seeing the moment she was taken into custody.
No, wait, stop.
You can hear the panic in Mackenzie McLean's voice as deputies approach her outside her home in February.
Just talk to us. Tell us what you want us to do, okay?
The same home where the 49-year-old teacher at Crooms Academy is.
So she's doing the no, wait.
Stop.
You know what that reminds me of? Does that remind you of anything?
Stop. No.
Remember the movie about the old bitch next door to those kids? The documentary about was Worst Neighbor Ever or whatever it was, where it was exclusively on police body cam footage, and it was this bitch old neighbor who did not want the kids playing near her house, and she hated the sound of these kids playing outside in this area. It wasn't even her property. And she freaked out about it, and she would yell at these kids all the time. She'd go out and go after these kids. It was a neighborhood full of families with kids. This old bitch didn't want the kids outside playing. So she kept coming after them time and time again. This lady was crazy as hell. And eventually she came after one of these kids, and the mom went over. And Mom said, enough's enough. Mom's banging on the door of this house. You coming after my kids? What the hell you think you're doing? You coming after my kids? Mom's banging on the door, right? And this old bitch doesn't want to open the door. She says she's fearing from her life from the other side of a closed and locked door, and she shoots this kid's mom and kills her. It's all captured on like body cam before and after. The most dramatic, crazy thing you've ever seen. Perfect Neighbor. I think that's actually what the name was. Perfect Neighbor. And afterwards, the cops are questioning this woman, the woman who shot and killed the other lady. The perfect neighbor, if you will. The cops are questioning her, and in it they go, we're going to have to charge you with murder. We're going to have to charge you with murder, and I need you to stand up and put your hands behind your back right now. And the woman goes, no. And they said, ma'am, stand up, you're being charged with murder. And she goes, no, I'm not. We are not doing this. I am not doing this.
I'm going to go back in my house and shut the door. Have a good night.
Yep. Yeah, I am leaving right now. And they go, ma'am, we are beyond you leaving. We are telling you that we are charging you with murder. We need you to just stand up, put your hands behind your back. No. Like a little kid, right? Like, no, we are not doing that. And the cops eventually have to tell her, like, lady, you are just delaying the inevitable. In no world are you leaving here and not going to prison. When the cops pull up around this woman, this teacher who was grooming at Crooms, the woman's like, no, hold on. Hear me out.
Is this a prank? Is this a prank?
Yeah, lady, you're going to jail. That's what's happening here. There's no knowing your way out of this. No. Yeah, you're in big trouble, okay?
Having sex with a teenage boy while he was her student.
Is there a bond amount? Do you know?
No bond.
Okay.
I didn't do anything. Oh, that hurts.
The crying ain't gonna help.
Arrested after the now former student came forward and reported the inappropriate relationship that he says happened when he was a senior. This arrest affidavit for McLean says at the time she was an economics teacher here. The documents describe how it started and how it continued, how McLean allegedly gave him a promise.
Okay, it says they were in bed and playing a video game. This is the teacher, what they say, economics teacher and the student. While they were hanging out, Mackenzie McLean provided the student with approximately 12 shots of gin. Oh, my God. Which caused the student to become severely intoxicated.
Duh.
Yeah. Mackenzie McLean began yelling at the student.
12 shots of gin. The first night he was alone with her in a bedroom. He claims he pushed her off.
He pushed her off of him.
It was wrong.
She also has...
McLean repeatedly denied the allegations when she was arrested, and online court records show she's pled not guilty.
Can I have my phone back?
Screenshots of text messages.
Oh, okay. Some text. All right. Why would he even think that? I'm well aware that I'm the adult, and I intentionally never initiated anything because I didn't want to make him feel any kind of way. And this is like text messages between her and somebody else. Let's see if they go into this.
Included in the affidavit include phrases like, I intentionally never initiated. And I told myself each time that it wouldn't happen again, but then I let it happen again. The documents say they were sent from McLean's cell phone number.
You have a seat in the car.
Right now, McLean is being held here at the jail in Seminole County, where she's been since the day she was arrested. She's expected back in court at the end of the month.
Yeah, she ended up in jail. And the perfect neighbor lady ended up in jail. And everybody else who tries to do this and goes, no.
So the kid said he pushed her off. Mm-hmm. Did they end up having sex or not? It sounds like they did, but
she's facing sex charges,
yeah,
according to the arrest affidavit.
She reportedly admitted that she had a sexual relationship with the victim and knew it was wrong, but I don't know.
Why was he at her house?
That's an interesting one, too. He's 16.
They're playing video games, but it seemed to be in her bed, was it not?
A friend of the teen gave a statement to detectives about what she witnessed. She described McLean's home as a, quote, hangout for high school kids who were provided with alcohol and THC edibles.
That is always the alarm bells there. I love chat always focused on the interesting stuff. CNJ says, who shoots gin? like that is the important thing of note.
When you're a high schooler, you'll shoot anything.
Yeah, you'll take whatever you got. It's true. She was arrested on a warrant for 2 counts of a sex offense by an authority figure and 1 count of distribution of a controlled substance. Those were her actual charges. But she thought she would no her way out of there. Oh, is this more of the body count?
Let me do that, please. Stop. Please, I don't want my dog to escape. Please, I don't want my dog to escape. I don't want my dog to escape. I don't want my dog to escape.
Just talk to us.
I don't want you to
just
go in
talk
my
to
house.
us. Tell us what you want us to do, okay?
I don't want my dog to escape.
Oh my God,
I don't want my dog to escape. He'll run, and I don't want him to get hurt.
Who can check on your dog?
You're gonna have to find a new home for the dog.
Nobody.
I don't want my dog to escape.
I love a move like this. Oh shoot.
As a matter of fact,
nobody can check on your dog while you're behind bars.
We'll come back tomorrow when you get that all figured out.
All right, fellow officers. She just did. We didn't think anybody would become aware of this, but she found the loophole. No one can watch my dog loophole has been announced.
No.
That's half the reason to get a dog.
This is like what's the pirate thing when pirates call parlay or something? Like pirate law of if a pirate calls parlay.
I thought that was on the betting apps.
The other pilot has to respond to them, and it can completely change the battle that they're in.
Pirate or pilot?
Pirate.
Oh.
Like in pirate days, if they called parlay, the fight that they were in would stop, and there were like a different set of rules.
How did they call it from 2 different ships?
They were the ching ching ching.
Same ship.
They were swashbuckling.
A pirate calling parlay or parley. Parlay sounds more fun. Invokes a protected right to negotiate or speak with an enemy captain without being harmed.
I love the idea of back in the pirate days that they went with that rule. Well,
they had pirate law.
Wait a second, let's negotiate and put this down on paper. I'll have my attorney, you have yours.
It was popularized as a code by Pirates of the Caribbean. It forces a pause in action allowing for surrender or truce talks.
Parlay. So she was trying to do that, basically calling parlay. There she is. We're going to take a quick break. We'll get back in the rest of the teases, this time from the next episode, including the Jim Carrey update, because people are still melting down about this everywhere. It's kind of interesting how much conversation that's driven online. Also, jury duty's on the way, so we'll get into that. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Discover.
We'll begin with hoops where the Magic go for a much-needed win tonight when they host Washington. Orlando's in the East top play-in spot after back-to-back losses. Over to college hoops action, UCF will host Oklahoma State. Knights looking to get back into the win column after that weekend loss to Baylor. And the NCAA has warned its schools that a charter airplane shortage could create travel issues for March Madness. I'm Scott Davidson.
Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. This may be a short month, but it could be a big one for your trade. Trade values can vary by thousands depending upon where you go. But at Greenway Kia, over 40 Greenway dealerships compete to buy your trade. And that competition could mean up to $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book Fair Market.
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes of the show. Good to see you. Good to be with you. You guys having a good time today? I'll ask you one at a time. Twitch first. Twitch, are you having a good time today? Twitch, tell me if you're having a good time. Yes? Meh. Huh? I'm gonna try to wipe that meh off your face and turn it into a smile before the end of the show. Too many ads? Well, come on. Throw a Prime sub. All right? Meh. Another meh? See? Anybody else on Twitch? We got 2 mehs on Twitch. What, am I losing you? Am I losing you? It happens sometimes. I can't go to jail. My name's Misty. The Misty loophole has been unlocked. What about you, YouTube? You having a good time? How's everybody doing on YouTube? Four people on Twitch? Yeah. Having a great time? I'm so farting happy? Yes? 12 out of 12 shots of gin? Check your email, somebody says. I mean, I will. It's always just a wasp nest of crazy. Meh here, snowing again? I mean, I have lots of emails. I'm trying. I don't know. If you want me to look toward an email, tell me what to look for, like a subject or a name. I will go through emails when I come back, so maybe that will help. We'll go over emails next, so we'll help out with that. It's a meh kind of day. I mean, why? Let me see what it looks like here. It looks a little more meh out there than I'd like it to. Maybe we'll just have to hang out a little longer. All right, 2 minutes and we're back live. Howdy, Cheryl. How are you? All right, we're going to get to a bunch of these emails. Headed for 139,000 followers on Facebook. Hello? Oh! You guys see this?
No.
What? Can't people see?
Only you.
What if I take a picture and I show
No.
them? Hello!
Hello!
Oh, you do that way better than me.
It's really misty out, actually.
Ah!
No, it really is.
Is it raining?
It's misty.
Did you know a Misty?
I've never met a misty.
Never met a Misty? There's a lot of Misty people.
Seems like an older person's name. No offense to anyone.
Maybe there was a decent amount of Misties born in the 80s, I think.
Yeah.
I think
That's
so.
before my time.
Oh my God, you were born in the 90s.
Uh-huh.
Get out of here, Miss Doubtfire.
Okay.
Hello! Her entire face has a white mask on it right now. Hence the Miss Doubtfire stuff. All right, folks, we're coming back for jury duty right now. Buckle up, baby.
To raise awareness to stop and prevent abuse. You can complete it anytime, anywhere during No More Week, March 2nd through the 8th. Each step you take will connect more victims and survivors to life-saving support and will expand education to stop violence before it starts. Sign up for free today at nomore.org/challenge.
Save every day at Headquarter Hyundai. We've dropped prices on acres of new Hyundais. Visit headquarterhyundai.com. High diving face first into the world's most viral newsroom.
Pay off some remaining teases here. It's the thing I want to get across to you, okay? Even if you're just a casual listener of the show. If we tease something, if I tease something here on the show, I'm going to try to get to it eventually. Sometimes stuff comes up and we get hit in a couple of different directions, but I'll do my best to remember to make sure to get back to that. And as always, if you want to steer me back to something I teased and didn't get to, email the show, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Jury duty on the way in just a moment. Before we get to that, a couple of things. One, we had a tease about the Jim Carrey thing from the next episode. What was the update on that? Did we cover that, or there was something else?
Well, I didn't get to play the clip, so.
Okay. You want to play the clip? Oh, that one. That clip.
I sent you the article. So we talked in the beginning of the week about how is he a clone? The internet was going crazy because of this footage coming out of the French award show.
Because his face looked different, right?
And the next day, I mean, it was just all over social media. Everywhere, no matter the scroll, was about Jim Carrey comparing his eyes, what hand he was using while doing autographs, et cetera, et cetera. And then yesterday, I saw late at night, Alexis Stone pops up. Now, if you can pull up their social media, this person in particular,
Alexis Stone,
fantastic in, I don't even know what you call it, special effects, makeup, but their shtick is to recreate any celebrity and show up to big events as such. Mrs. Doubtfire, Jennifer Coolidge, other high fashion.
Oh, okay.
It's wild to look at.
I've seen this before. There's one where it's Jack Nicholson and it's full on Jack Nicholson.
And the prosthetics are incredible.
Yeah.
And so at some point this week, they posted, without the video typically of them prepping and the whole step-by-step of creating these masks, but posted that.
Okay.
Those of you watching on the stream, it's a picture of Jim Carrey from that French award show.
Where he looks a little different.
Where it kind of seems they are claiming that, in fact, it was not a clone, but it was just a completely different person. So a lot of people disagreed, considering the footage that came out included Jim Carrey's voice, kind of. So you nailed that for some reason.
So this person who pretends to be all sorts of other celebrities said, here's me pretending to be Jim Carrey, and just kind of left it at that so people would buzz about it.
I felt a little relief at that point. And then immediately afterwards, publicist comes out and says, no, that was really Jim Carrey at the award show in Paris. So we're back to confusion.
Oh, they even showed the mask. I'm like, here's the mask, though.
Is she possibly being vague enough? Like she said, this is Alexis Stone as Jim Carrey in Paris. Like, she was dressing up to look like Jim Carrey did in Paris. But if you're just vague enough about that, everybody would think that was really you.
It says Alexis Stone as Jim Carrey in Paris. Yeah, so it doesn't say, like, I was Jim Carrey. It was meant to drum up some drama, which it worked in doing.
Well, yeah, you got Megan Fox and Katy Perry commenting on your Instagram post.
Katy Perry also being a clone, maybe.
Yeah.
Man.
It said Oscar-winning prosthetics expert David Malinowski strongly rejected the claim by Alexis Stone. They said it stated unequivocally that the person at the award show was 100% Jim Carrey, was not wearing prosthetics, and went with a very in-depth play-by-play of how it was not Jim Carrey because of all the fun that is involved in prosthetics. So we are left with complete confusion still.
Wait, what Jim Carrey's people say it was him, though, right?
Yeah. The publicist is like, that was absolutely him. And there's other clip of 2027 movie coming out of Jim Carrey's, and he had teased this. Did you see any of that?
Can I ask you a question? When is the last time? When's the last time Jim Carrey has been in a movie? Has he been in movies and I just haven't seen them? Or has Jim Carrey not been acting in movies?
Oh, great question.
Because I can you guys remember a movie recently with Jim Carrey?
Not recently.
Yeah. He's 64 years old.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Yes. He was in the Sonic movies and they were very
2
successful.
years ago. But did his face look like that?
He had a lot of Dr. Roboto makeup on in the Sonic movies. Very, very successful. Thank you. Dr. Robotnik makeup. The villain, the bad guy in the Sonic world that Jim Carrey played in that series. But he hasn't been in anything outside of that I can remember. It's possible that I'm just missing that, but let us know. Give us your thoughts in just a bit here on the show.
I need to go touch grass.
Probably.
It really was overwhelming to try to explain.
The algorithm is awash with all sorts of Jim Carrey talk, so it's worth bringing this up at least. So let's see what we got. Tipsofthenewsjunkie.com. Misty responds. We got a Misty on the line. Misty is responding because we started the show with this teacher, or not teacher, excuse me, this mother and mayor who got in trouble. C-Lane, read me that headline you were telling me about.
Oh.
She got in trouble for having sex with her son's friend, and the headline that C-Lane read me during one of the breaks was just a brutal one.
There was, I guess, the mother's friend chimed in or had some testimony about everything that went on, and the mother said, "This is a different teacher altogether." That there was an argument with the mother and the teen, and he said, "You effed my best friend."
Yeah, the quote in the headline was like something along the line of "Mayor mom fights with son."
Disgraced mayor's son screamed at her after drunken romp with teen at pool party. Quote, "You effed my best friend."
So this was the woman who started all this, and her name was Misty. And I said, I have met a lot of Misties like this. Misties tend to be these bad girls that are maybe beyond. They've broken beyond bad. And I said, let's hold some space here, as they say, for the Misties to join in and the Misties to defend themselves with emails to tipsofthenewsjunkie.com. Hold up. Did I just hear my name? I do not want to be lumped into the wrong group of Misties, says this particular Misty. Well, you haven't defended yourself here necessarily. You have to tell us why you're not a part of all of this. Let's see. Somebody says, here's a story I was talking about earlier. A police officer got shot in Deltona at close range, and it hit him in his body cam. It happened last night. I did see that story. In fact, let's do that in jury duty here. So let's open it up. Let's do jury duty. Oh, hang on. Here we go.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Let me go back to this email. Jury duty brought to you by Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. The email sent this link. It says, Volusia County deputy shot twice in Deltona. Body camera also shot. So the body camera deflected the bullet, according to some of the reporting here on this. I want to see that footage. Yeah, really. Let's see.
If you don't believe in God, you believe in tonight.
A miracle in Deltona. Just hours after taking 2 bullets, this hero gives a wave of reassurance.
Takes a round, dead center, in through the body.
Oh, there it is. He's got the body camera in his hand, the sheriff, Sheriff Chitwood. And the body camera is busted up.
Which we believe then ricochets through his shoulder.
A Volusia County neighborhood now a crime scene after that deputy was shot in the line of duty.
Scary. It's very scary.
Right now, investigators are on the hunt for more answers.
All right, let me see. I wanted to see the photo that they were holding up of the actual body cam. There it is right there. The body cam is busted out on the top of it. A bullet hit the body cam and then went through that into the officer's shoulder.
Wow.
And they ended up arresting the person who was behind this. Oh, wow. He looks like a wild one. A 31-year-old Luis Diaz Polanco, and taken into custody. He was the person who is the suspect in this case.
That's
and,
a head of hair.
Yeah, has been arrested. He has got a history of mental health issues and aggressive or violent interactions with neighbors and family members. He was taken into custody in June of 2025 for a mental health evaluation. And, you know, we all lead down the road to this, just a mentally ill individual out there with some violent tendencies, shooting at the police in this case and hitting the body camera, according to this particular story. All right, we're way behind, so we do have to take a quick break. When we come back, though, we'll get all caught up with everything, and we'll get all caught up with your feedback as well. More emails coming in. Lots of things to do in the final hour of the show, and that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Daylight savings time starts this weekend, so you'll have to blame something other than seasonal affective disorder for your shitty mood. Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's an accident blocking 2 right lanes, I-4 westbound after Champions Gate Boulevard. Heavy delays through that area. Earlier accident, State Route 50 westbound between I-4 and Edgewater Drive has been cleared. Still some minor delays through there, and slow traffic on I-4 eastbound between...
Hey, welcome behind the scenes. I'm getting like a large amount of deranged emails as of late. And I don't mean deranged as in these people hate me or they're mad at me. I mean, the emails make no sense. The emails are just like collections of words. You ever seen those things they sell where you can put little messages on the refrigerator? Like, you can do kind of like Mad Libs with words on the refrigerator. And you kind of fill in the blank with these words that you put on there that are magnets. It looks like somebody took one of those, threw it at the refrigerator, and said, let me fire off an email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com, and just referenced whatever that gobbledygook was. Quite a few of those. Quite a few of those coming. Like I said, they don't seem mad at me. They just seem ill, if you will. Let's see. I do want to tell a story when we come back. How many of you have seen the video of the pilots who ejected when Kuwait shot them down? How many people have seen the video of the pilots who ejected? Yeah? Yes or no? This was the short video I did yesterday. I don't care if you saw that. But have you seen the video of the pilots who ejected out of these planes that Kuwait shot down accidentally? It's a different story. And the interactions with people. Because people in Kuwait just saw the plane go down, saw a parachute, went over to the person. Yes? You seen that? Let me know if you've seen some of those videos. I'm going to show you one when we come back that I thought was pretty astonishing. For some interesting reasons. Yeah? Yeah. From what I heard, pilots, and I'm going to need some military pilots to chime in on this. I've heard that they wear uniforms where if you open the shirt, there are messages in the local language to explain to people if you get shot down or something, who you are and what's going on. to break through any kind of language barrier. I heard that that's the case. I don't know if that's true, but I heard that the pilots have like these outfits on. They open the outfits and there's like a message that would say, hey, here's who I am and what's going on. Please don't kill me. But one of the videos that I want to show you is this man in Kuwait who runs up to the pilot that's been shot down, and he's about to hit him. He's got a pipe. And he's about to hit this pilot and whack him with the pipe. And then he kind of sorts out what's going on. In fact, let's talk about that now. We're going to get to that right now. We're coming back right now. Here. So a couple of seconds, we're back.
Easy Cater. Barbecue for the clients from Boston. Easy Cater. Brownie boxes and mini bundt cakes for Brenda's workiversary. Easy Cater. One simple platform to feed any size group with food they love from favorite restaurants, plus tools to help you meet dietary needs and stay on budget. Easy Cater. All the food for your workplace, all in one place. Start an order at easycater.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news.
Final hour of the show. Want to share the show Tuesday? Still a lot to pay off. Including even Sea-Line was asking. He's like, you said there was another miracle on the Hudson, man. What the hell?
He loves his planes, Sean.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
You said we have a great show for you today. When are you going to pay that off?
I wait until the last segment and then try to deliver just a little morsel at the end and hope for the best. That's sort of the show every day in a nutshell, if you will. But right now, I want to tell you about something else. This story about these pilots who ejected over Kuwait because they got shot down accidentally is so crazy for so many reasons. And I want to walk down this path, if you don't mind, for just a bit. So here's what happened for those of you who don't know, for the people who are like not really in on what's going down. Obviously, the United States military is flying over planes and jets and bombing Iranian targets and targets throughout the Middle East that are Iranian related. And in the mix of all of that, you had 3 F-15 fighter pilots, and they were all shot down. Now, 3 of these F-15s were shot down. In fact, each of them had 2 people in it, I guess. F-15 Eagles, I guess, hold 2 people. And so when you hear that 3 of them had to eject, well, there's 2 people in each one, or a total of 6 soldiers who were involved in this. Crazy to think about that to begin with. I mean, just the odds that 6 total soldiers are going to eject from fighter jets and be totally fine. They're all fine. Everybody has survived. That alone is pretty weird. It's also pretty weird that they were shot down by our ally in
this
Kuwait.
Was the accident.
Yeah, they said it was an accident, and it's like they were shot down.
Oopsie.
By this Patriot defense system, which comes from the United States military, was being used by our ally, Kuwait. And Kuwait said, something went wrong here. Now, I have very limited knowledge on this front, but I have heard from some people who seem like they know more that these weapon systems, these weapon defense systems, should be able to locate if somebody is an ally or not. And the idea that they shot down a U.S. plane, U.S. bought weapons that were in Kuwait, these Patriot missiles or whatever they were, that ended up shooting down these F-15s. Like it's pretty crazy, and there's a lot of questions I'd like to see answered on how that happened to begin with. how did Kuwait not notice that this was these American jets, that these were allies, that you shouldn't use your land-to-air defense missiles to shoot down American jets? But they did. So they fire these missiles and they shoot down these F-15s, and the F-15s eject. And there are 2 people in each of them, as I said. And when they eject, you pull about 20 Gs plus. The person wasn't wrong yesterday who said it actually makes you shorter. It legitimately makes you shorter because there's so much up force on your spine. It squishes you and it makes you shorter
and
up
a
to an
lifetime
inch
of
or
like
so.
back issues too, right?
Oh God,
like
yeah.
You're
and I'm
done
sure
after you've been ejected.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of the people that this happens to, when you look at them afterwards, you're like, "Are you okay?" Like, no, I just went through 20 Gs of force on my body and I got squished.
Now I'm a little guy now.
Talking to somebody last night who said they knew somebody who had done the ejection seat.
Really?
And was in the hospital for like 3 months.
No way. That's got to be rare. I mean, there's a small club of people who have been involved in that. So all of this is weird, right? Like the idea that you get shorter, the idea that this was friendly fire, and that the Kuwaitis must have messed up and shot down 3 of our F-15s, which not many of our F-15s have ever been shot down in the history of ever. So there's only been a handful of F-15s that have ever been shot down by anybody, and we lost 3 by friendly fire.
And Amy Kay earlier this week said, what, $90 million altogether?
If
or
you
something
look
like that?
If you look full-fledged what this probably costs, it's probably closer to $300 million.
Good God. And that says, okay, that defense system works, minus the fact that it was at the wrong people.
That it shot our planes down, and $300 million worth of planes were destroyed in this, somewhere along that line of expenses, right? The other thing is, and I don't know if there's anybody listening, if we have big enough audience that we can reach somebody who has this level of knowledge, but I want to talk to somebody who's either a fighter pilot, knows a lot about fighter pilots, or it was close with somebody who was a fighter pilot. Because I heard that once these people eject and they hit the button, 20 Gs, it rips them out of this plane straight up in the air, rocks your world, and then you land on the ground. I heard that they fly with these outfits on that if they open them up, have messages for the locals. Like you don't speak their language a lot of times, even though in Kuwait a lot of people do happen to speak English. A lot of times you don't speak their language. So I heard if you're flying over an area, you might open the outfit you're wearing and there might be a message in that language to the people who might be encountering you.
Scan the QR code for more information.
So it's like, here's every language at this URL that tells you what this person's doing here right now with a parachute behind him on the ground. And so I heard that was true, but I would like somebody who knows more about that to tell me if it is or not.
Well, that was part of after Pearl Harbor, and the part that I'm getting here is from the movie Pearl Harbor. Mm-hmm. But after the attack, they were going on the Doolittle raids, and they taught them all how to say "I'm an American" in like Chinese because the plan of the attack was to hit the target, but then they weren't going to have enough to make it all the way back, something like that. So I think there is preparation for having to emergency land, or even worse, having to eject and end up in a foreign land.
Yeah, you got to be able to speak to people who are encountering you. Eddie says it makes no sense to have messages. It's too dangerous. Well, it's even more dangerous not speaking their language. So you come out and you're like, they have no idea what the hell you're saying. I'm getting to a point here. I'll arrive there in just a moment. A chick named Woody on YouTube says, we're at war and Sean's asking for a fighter pilot to call in. I know, it's a lot. I know. Like, former is fine. I don't need an active pilot zooming around over Iran right now.
Hey, I got 2 minutes, but ask me anything.
Thought I'd hit you up with the Bluetooth. I understand if they're tied up, but if there's somebody to tell me like, hey, yeah, that is a thing that happens. Here's the point I'm getting at. One of these pilots lands. He ejects from his F-15. It crashes, and he lands in Kuwait, and he's on the ground. Now, just a tiny primer here for those of you who don't know about this stuff. Kuwait is a U.S. ally, and the people in Kuwait are generally friendly to Americans. Why? Because the U.S. forces have saved Kuwait from countries like Iraq in particular many a time. Saddam Hussein wanted to take Kuwait over and over and over and over and over again. The U.S. military said, no. And they pushed him back.
You sound like that teacher getting arrested.
I know. It works in that case. And the Kuwaitis actually do have some level of love for Americans. But one of the Kuwaitis that saw this plane shot down, saw the pilot pop out and eject and saw him parachute down to the ground. One of the Kuwaitis grabs a big steel pipe and he goes up to this pilot who has landed on the ground and he's about to wallop him. He sees the pilot who ejected, and he's got this big steel pipe, like he's a crazy WWE wrestler. And he goes up, and he's about to wallop this pilot with this big steel pipe he has. And then the pilot says, "I'm an American." And it changes his demeanor immediately. He thought it was an Iranian pilot that had been shot down, and the Kuwaiti guy was going to finish him off. The Kuwaiti guy was going to kill him with the lead pipe or the steel pipe or whatever on the side of the road where he encountered him. But here's the actual moment. Let's see.
Don't the fighter pilot jackets have American flags on them?
I don't know, but this is the moment here. You could see what happened. All right.
Go! Oh! Done!
He's got the pipe in his hand. All right, you see the American saying, "Easy, easy." Here's the Kuwaiti guy. He's got a pipe in his hand. The other Kuwaiti guy, you see what he has in his hand? It's got a cell phone filming. Yeah. He's got his phone. He's filming all of this. Yeah, he's filming for the gram. And his friend has a pipe. And you hear the pilot go, "No, don't, no." Don't, he said. Don't. He's getting down on his knees.
Wow, they really pulled up.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of vehicles that have pulled up and more pulling up because they saw that this is where the person went down. And somebody says, Lee says, "Is that a pipe or a big knife?" It's a big pipe. It was a large pipe that he had. American. Hear it? He said American. American. And they walk away from him. They give him space. So they all back off once they realize, but they thought he was an Iranian.
Can you imagine after ejecting from a fighter pilot, having the added stress of them thinking that you're the enemy?
No.
And almost getting killed?
Oh.
You're like, I escaped the exploding plane only to land on the ground safely and be beat to death by a guy with a pipe.
And then you open up your jacket and you're like, damn it, I forgot the one jacket.
I didn't put my messages in here in my jacket. But that reminds me of one of the greatest stories of all time. I've told this on the show long ago, but if you haven't heard this, just bear with me for a second because you can imagine what this pilot who ejected was going through. Famous story, Sealand, you could back this up if you could find it. One of the guys, I believe from Lynyrd Skynyrd, was on a flight and the plane crashed. Lynyrd Skynyrd's plane crashed. And as far as I recall, they crashed in like backwoods, like this like marshy area. Plane goes down in a ball of fire. Some of them even died. It was like a horrific accident. And this guy hits the ground and he goes, "Oh my God, I'm alive. I'm alive. I survived a plane crash with my rock band. I'm alive. I made it." And he goes, "I've got to get some help. The plane is in shambles here. It's on fire. It's completely destroyed. Half of these people are dead around me. I've got to go get some help." So he leaves the plane crash and he goes to like the closest house that he could find around there. And when he went to the house, he's trying to scream like, "Hey, I need some help here. I need some help. There's been a plane crash." Some old-fashioned dude comes out with his gun and he says, "Get off my property." And the guy's doing just what like that pilot was. He's like, "I'm American. This guy's trying to go, "Hey, I was interested in a plane crash. I was in a plane crash." And I believe the old man shot his ass.
The farmer mistook them for escaped convicts and fired a shot in the air, warning them to get off his property. He was finally able to convince him that they had been involved in a plane crash and needed help.
So he shot at him but didn't actually hit him?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? I was like, that would be the fastest ever anybody had gone from being in a plane crash to being shot. Like,
isn't one of your old stories from the 5 a.m. days some guy who was unfortunately trying to end his life but it was like 5 different times. Eventually, he just rolled down a hill, and I'm just going to go on with my life.
Yeah. It was a guy.
That's just how the universe works.
Who was trying to kill himself a whole bunch of times, like stand in front of cars on the road, and he couldn't do it, and he failed time and time again. And then he was on top of this hill, so he slid down the hill and then went to work. And he slid down the hill, walked into work.
He showed up 5 minutes late too.
Yeah. So I used to say on the 5 a.m. thing, I was just sliding on down that hill every single day. But that was crazy. I mean, just that experience, you already have so much adrenaline going through. You just ejected from a fighter jet. You're in a strange place. You're on the ground in Kuwait now. They come up to you. They got a pipe. They're about to kill you. And he's like, no, I'm American. I'm American. And they go, okay, all right, okay. They thought he was an Iranian. They were going to kill him. That's how some of these other countries feel about Iran. That's how the mindset is for some of the people involved in what's going on when you see the news around this time of a day, or I guess just right now. You see all the stuff on the news cycle.
I think there's a name for this messages thing that they put in the jacket.
Is that real?
Yeah, a couple people have told me to Google this. It's got a very odd name, and I'm going to try and say it very carefully.
He's about to say the N-word.
It is a blood chit.
Blood chit with a C?
C-H-I-T.
Okay.
Blood.
I've never heard of this.
Blood chit.
It is a notice carried by military personnel. Blood chit.
All right. Okay, yeah, I see some of them.
Very difficult. Addressed to any civilians who may come across an armed services member, such as a shot-down pilot, in difficulties, as well as identifying the force to which the bearer belongs as friendly. The notice displays a message requesting that the service member be rendered every assistance.
All right, there's a whole Wikipedia for it. Now, you see these things, and it's like sewn in, like a big patch that has the flag, and then it has messages in the local language. This is a blood chit used to the issued to the American volunteer group, the Flying Tigers. The Chinese characters read, "This foreigner has come to China to help in the war effort. Soldiers and civilians, one and all, should rescue and protect him."
Anyone can wear that.
You could, yeah. You could be like, I got a lot of blood chits here. You know, I've got blood chits everywhere. I am just oozing blood chits at this point in time. I don't know which one of the blood chits I want to use to make sure that the people who see me are going to be good.
I think you'll be protected.
Yeah, you think so? Why one of these things?
Or a sanitary napkin?
Yeah, it's all about that. Okay, quick break. Lots of things to digest.
Just give it 15 more seconds before Jack barges into the studio.
It's a real thing. Sometimes we talk about different things. Sometimes we talk about blood chits.
One of these blood chits, it's actually kind of sad. In Japanese, in Chinese, Korean, Japanese, and English, it says, "I am an American or United Nations pilot. My plane has been shot down and I am helpless. But I want to get back and fight again for the peace of the world and your country. If you help me and yourselves by getting me to the nearest American unit, my government will reward you.
For 5 cents a day, you could feed this.
Help me and we will help you."
This is the Army equivalent of no,
yeah.
No, I'm not going in. All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll digest all your thoughts on all of this.
I have to go to the bathroom.
We've got 2 more segments on a very wacky wild show here that continues.
Very wild career, but 2 more segments.
Blood shit filled show. No more of that, though.
Starting to stress me out.
That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
AI's power need is leading to the environmental collapse of the planet. We don't always recycle, and we use too much plastic and pollute. This one might be a push. Real Radio 104.1, guaranteed human.
Heavy residual delays from an accident. I-4 westbound after Champions Gate Boulevard. That accident has been cleared. Still very sluggish through that area. Florida's Turnpike southbound is a slow ride between 417 and 192. Also tapping the brakes. I-4 westbound between Sand Lake and 535. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report sponsored by Odoo.com. All your business apps in one place. Your business deserves tools to make you feel in control, not overwhelmed. With Odoo's all-in-one, easy-to-use platform, everything is together so you can focus on what matters. Start at odoo.com today. That's ODOO.com.
Spring is in the air, and so are Planes, Tunes, and Barbecue. This Saturday, the City of Tavares presents a free family day at Wooten Park with seaplane competitions, melon bomb drop, drone show, barbecue, vendors, and live music from Daryl Sykes, Kenny Lives, featuring members of the Black Canvas Band, Alex Hayes, and Dylan Carmichael. Planes, Tunes, and Barbecue this Saturday. Info at TavaresFL.gov.
Here's something most of us don't.
Hello. Welcome to the show. We're in a commercial break. We'll be back. Eddie says, that all sounds off. We don't negotiate with terrorists or disclose info as POWs. Sure. But is it possible that a POW versus a person that is just engaging with and encountering civilians have different agendas? Once enemy forces get you and you're a prisoner of war, then you're like name, rank, serial number, right? You're locked into name, rank, serial number. But if you parachute in after an ejection and you land and a bunch of civilians in the field come out to you and you're speaking in English, they can't speak to you, you might show them one of these blood chits, and then they go, "Oh, okay." And so I think those would be different.
Make sure you don't have a heart attack. Call Life Imaging FLA. Pick up your cell phone and dial #250. Say the keywords free heart scan. There's a few minimum requirements, but
Couple minutes and we're back live on the show.
It's definitely worth it. Check on your heart. Make sure you don't do a little too much exercise, and your heart might not.
Didn't we negotiate with the Taliban? Yeah. And I hear they just really ramped up some of their Taliban-y type behaviors. Recently instilling that it's okay to beat your wife in Afghanistan as long as you don't make them bleed or cut their skin. You're permitted in Afghanistan now under Taliban 2.0 to beat your wife as long as she doesn't bleed or you don't cut her you don't cut her skin. This is where you yell parlay? True. Quick, yell parlay. That's a fair rule? Dude. Jesus, man. Bruises are just bleeds without showing the blood outside of the body? Guys, can't we just say you shouldn't beat women? Can't we just say Taliban bad? Can't we just, aren't there some things that we could just agree on? Taliban bad. Don't hurt women. Don't abuse women. Taliban very bad. Thank you. Yeah. Lori says, are you permitted to beat your husband? I don't think this goes both ways. I don't think so. 2 minutes. I'll ask though. I hear recently that in Afghanistan, the Taliban in Afghanistan has instituted a new law where husbands can beat their wives as long as they don't make them bleed or cut their skin open. Is that true, number one? And number two, does it apply in the inverse? Can women beat their husbands as long as they don't bleed or cut them open? Let's see. Has the Taliban enacted a law that effectively allows husbands to beat their wives if it doesn't leave visible marks or wounds? Yes. The new Taliban penal code enacted in early 2026 does not criminalize domestic violence against women if it does not result in visible wounds, bruises, open cuts, or broken bones. 2, does that law explicitly say husbands can beat wives as long as there are no marks? Not really. Does the inverse apply to women? No, it's only for husbands and heads of households. Ain't that handy? It's a one-way beat street. A one-way beat street. Here we go.
To your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Your entire sports feed all in one place with iHeartRadio from the pursuit of gold.
Jack Hughes wins it! The golden goal for the United States!
To the bracket busting in March.
I thought it was spectacular.
From the first pitch in spring training.
Ohtani tees off!
To the dreams of the NFL Draft.
With the first pick.
You're one tap away. Open the iHeart app and stream your local station. Catch the latest on Fox Sports Radio or dive into the world's biggest sports podcasts. Search sports on iHeartRadio and lock in.
Join the show. Send your dispatch now at thenewsjunkie.com. This
left in the show, but that doesn't mean there's not enough time for you to join us on a Share the Show Tuesday. Share the show, number one, by just telling somebody about the News Junkie Radio Show podcast and live stream, and then share your thoughts with an email or a dispatch over on thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's get to a couple of people emailing the show. Here's Sam to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Hi, Sean. I think the root cause of us attacking Iran with Israel is mostly driven by China. In December, the U.S. intercepted a shipment of rocket and missile fuel from China to Iran. He sends a link. For a very long time, China has been the main buyer of Iran's oil, about 80% of it. Yeah, that's true. A lot of people think, well, gas prices are going to go up, and they will because the oil markets go up all over the place. But the United States doesn't get any oil from Iran, so it doesn't affect us like that. The United States self-produces a lot of its own oil these days, which is kind of a good thing to bulletproof us from some of this stuff.
We got those barrels from Venezuela.
Got some barrels from Venezuela. I don't know if those are still flowing through or if that was like a one-off kind of thing, but he continues. He says, for a very long time, China has been the main buyer of Iran's oil, about 80% of it. Then there are sanctions in place which are supposed to limit Iran selling their oil to them, but they get around it with ghost ships or dark fleets of roughly 180 to 300 older tankers to transport millions of barrels of crude oil to China.
Sounds
Venezuela
cool.
was doing the same thing, was doing the same exact thing. These ships often turn off AIS tracking, use forged documents, and perform ship-to-ship transfers, primarily off of Malaysia, with China receiving over 90% of these exports. He sends more links. If it wasn't for China, the Iranian regime would have been nearly bankrupt by now. They'd be much more like Cuba, is the fact, Sam. Yeah, they would be much more like Cuba, and they've been able to worm their way around sanctions because everybody's playing the game of risk, and China's playing that game of risk against the United States. And so, they want to help out Iran because it doesn't help out the United States. In addition to that, China has been slowly building up Iran's infrastructure and influencing them to cause disturbances in the Middle East that they can benefit from. I think this push to finally empower the Iranian people to revolt by weakening the government is a great way for the U.S./West to kill two birds with one stone. If we can keep boots off the ground in this, I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm in agreement there. I also don't want it to go on for that long. Like, wrap it up. Come on, get all the targets you can. Go. What was it? The Bush thing? Shock and awe? Is that what it was? Was it Bush?
Now watch this drive.
Yeah.
If it was the Bush thing, shock and awe, do that. Do that thing. Do it quick. Have an exit plan and get the hell out of there. And then hopefully the Iranian people get some kind of better exit. I don't want this going on for a long time, and I'm with you 100%. I don't want any boots on the ground.
We still have to find Nancy Guthrie, too. We stopped talking about her, huh?
Good luck on that front. I got some updates on that. We'll see if we can put them in the show right around where the miracle on the Hudson works its way back in. I've seen friends online posting
I don't think this guy has any miracles.
all the kids at schools in Iran that have been killed by the recent airstrikes. I don't know the full validity of these claims. He's talking about there was a girls' school or a school that was near a base in Iran, and it was shelled by someone, and it was brutal, killed hundreds of these students. Absolutely unbelievable, shocking incident. And he says, look, I don't know if he's going to go further into this, but there's some people that are saying that was an Iranian misfire, and some people saying that was either U.S. forces or Israeli forces that blew up this school and killed a whole bunch of these young people at the school. As far as I can tell, nobody knows exactly how that happened yet. Nobody knows. So the reports that it was a misfire from the Iranians, I don't see any facts behind that. I don't see anything to tie it to the U.S. or it was obviously somebody, but I don't think we've determined exactly what was responsible for that yet. He says, I've also seen a few weird reports that the Iranian government held bodies of protesters for the last few months in large refrigerators and have been dropping them into bomb sites to give the illusion of civilian casualties. Weird, terrible things. He says the Iranian people are Persians for millennia and only Muslim for the last 47 years. They want something completely different, and I'm ready for it to happen for them. Thanks, Sam. Thank you for the email, Sam. Appreciate that. Now, without further ado.
Is he going to do it?
Let me get to, I'll put the Guthrie thing over here. I'll put it over here. And now I'll get to what happened with this. It's another miracle on the Hudson.
Celine, you can't find it. You can't find the
story. I got it. It's right here. I got it. I got the story. It's right here. This is a true story. Another miracle on the Hudson. I've got it in front of me. This is from Pix 11 in New York. 2 injured as a plane crashes into the Hudson River, according to the FAA. They said the pilot and the passenger suffered minor injuries, but Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, said another miracle on the Hudson. Thank God, both the pilot and passenger of a single-engine plane that performed an ice landing near Newburgh have been located with only minor injuries.
Okay, miracle, sure. Mm-hmm. Level of miracle, significantly different.
It's not nearly as big. It was a Cessna 172, which I don't think is a super big plane.
I don't think they're going to make a movie with Tom Hanks starring.
No.
It'd be hilarious if they did.
Yeah, here it's a little guy. It's a little Cessna 172 Skyhawk. There's a lot of them out there, but they don't hold a whole bunch of people. I don't know if this is a Loveless-sized plane, probably a little bigger than that.
Absolutely, but make sure the door is about to fall off midair.
Mm-hmm. I don't mean a plane without love, newbies to the show. I mean a pilot who has flown us around many times, and his name is Loveless, and he's a wild guy. He's a wild man, and he flies tiny little planes like this, and he flew us into the Bahamas with Moses DeWitt one time on some very small planes, and a little dicey from time to time. Flying
I
in on
believe
these
that
things.
plane was not a Cessna. It was a Piper.
Was it?
I thought it was a Toyota Corolla.
Yeah, it was quite small. And there would be beeping noises. Sabrina would be like, what's the beeping? Why isn't he addressing
when
the
you
beeping?
switch off autopilot, I think it should be less alarming than that's what the movies use when things are going down.
But these people survived this plane crash on the Hudson River, and at least the governor is calling it another miracle on the Hudson. How about that? Unbelievable. Mo texts me, says, it's a little smaller than a Loveless plane. It's a 4-seater training plane. But in other news, Loveless is in town today flying my plane.
Ah!
Look at that. There you go.
What's up, Loveless?
It all comes full circle. Finally, on the Nancy Guthrie front, where I'm assured now, the sheriff on the Nancy Guthrie case is giving an update. He says they are closer. They are closer.
Good.
It's been a month and all, but they're closer to finding the missing 84-year-old mother of Today co-anchor Savannah Guthrie. Savannah, her sister Annie, and Annie's husband Tommaso.
I think it's Tommaso.
Were also seen placing flowers in a card at a growing memorial outside their mother's home in Tucson, Arizona. The house has been given back to the family. The investigators are saying we're closer. I don't really see a lot of progress going on there. I hope for a great outcome on this story, but it's been a while. Been a while now. All right, when we come back, here's what we're doing. Final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Share the Show Tuesday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is The Jim Colbert Show. Stupid, but done smartly. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Another nice day has unfolded across Central Florida. Hi there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist TJ Springer. This onshore wind that's been a little breezy has brought the potential for a couple of showers, but overall it should be a quiet evening. We'll see that mixture of clouds and sunshine with temperatures through the overnight falling back into the low to mid 60s, above normal for this time of the year. And that trend continues as we head into Hump Day. Our Wednesday looking pleasant, but once again, we are watching out for a few showers, especially in the afternoon with that onshore flow. We'll have temperatures rising back into the lower 80s. From the Fox 35 Storm Center, I'm meteorologist TJ Springer.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement. Batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Folks, what a time it's been. It's been back and forth. It was cold, so cold now. I've got a bunch of bushes on the side of my house that aren't looking too great. But hopefully they're going to pull back around. Next to those bushes is my HVAC unit, better known as your air conditioner. And I want to tell you, that sucker has been working hard on both sides of the fence over the past 3 months. It's been cold and warm, cold and warm. That can do a number on your AC. There is no better time than now to sign up for preventative maintenance from Mills Air. Preventative maintenance is one of their expert technicians coming out to your house. They are very, very professional. They're going to help you out. And what they do is they look at your AC from top to bottom and they report back. They tell you what it looks like. Get Mills Air to do that. Get the peace of mind of knowing you're okay. Otherwise, if you got a big problem, get on the phone, talk to a human. Mills Air is on the way. 407-277-1159. If you want somebody to fix your AC, if you want them to do it fair, if you want a great deal, 407-277-1159. Or don't forget, millsair.com.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here. You guys know I've renovated a few homes in my life, and I will...
Folks, it's been a time. It's been quite the time. And now it's time for you to rate the show. So let's do it. Let's rate that show. 10 out of 10 is a real winner. I march it off to the Hall of Fame. No notes. Good to go. 1 out of 10 is a failure. It's not good. It's an embarrassing show. They happen from time to time. We shuffle it off into that corner over there. Now is the time to rate the show. 8 meth misties out of 10. 8 misty and misdemeanor charges out of 10. 7.5. A perfect 9. Is it too late to be the final dispatch? No. Mando Pando, you got time. 7 out of 10. Fun, says MFQ, as the ratings pull in. Rate the show out of 10. This is what we do at the end of the program. 225 subs out of 10. Look at him flex. Look at him go. The legend himself. 9.6999 out of 10. I mean, that's a good score. 6-7. Eddie trying to keep it alive. I got to get today, I learned. And 8 out of 10. 10 all misties are sluts out of 10. Wow. Be right back. Hey, over here. Hey. There you go. Come on. 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 gin shots. Our chatter of the day is on YouTube. He's an amazing human being. He's a great, great member of the show community. And he also gifted 10 subs today. Craig. Craig on YouTube is our chatter of the day. Thank you, Craig. Let's hear it for Craig, everybody. See you later. Stay gold.
Or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Wendy's new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion is here. With a mint chocolate sauce, this treat was designed to be loved. Be sure to get the new Thin Mints Frosty Fusion soon, because just like Girl Scout cookie season, it won't be here forever. Plus, don't forget to order your fave cookies on girlscoutcookies.org. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's and Girl Scouts of the USA.
Home of the world-famous Game of Magnets. This is the news.
And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Tuesday. In fact, a Share the Show Tuesday. More of your feedback as we wrap up everything today. On the way out, I have this for you. This is crazy, actually. Somebody sent this over, and it's a blood chit. And in case you're just...
We can't show that on the stream.
Tuning into the show, that is blood, C-H-I-T. I had said that these American pilots had ejected over Kuwait, and I said I heard they had like secret messages inside their outfits that they show the locals. Check this out. This is one of them. I'll put this on See It Now after the show. But it shows an American flag, and then it says a message in Arabic, Persian, Kurdish, Turkish, and then in English. It says, I am an American and do not speak your language. I will not harm you. I bear no malice towards your people. My friend, please provide me food, water, shelter, clothing, and necessary medical attention. Also, please provide safe passage to the nearest friendly forces of any country supporting the Americans and their allies. You will be rewarded for assisting me when you present this number and my name to the American authorities. And it has a number. This is like 00023.
I wonder what the reward is.
I don't know. It's interesting, though. Yeah, it says there's some reward if you do this. And this is what they would have sewn into their jacket if they ejected, and they would show it to the locals, like those people who ran up to them. And
quite the blood chit.
Yeah, it is. That's really interesting. So let me get a screenshot of this before I forget. I don't want to do that. And then people go, you never posted it. I'm saying now. I'm putting it up right now. Stop yelling at me. I'm doing the best that I can. All right, I got a screenshot. And the blood chit, believe it or not, will go up on the website. When we talk about something and it's visual, you can always take a peek. And if I don't post it, just tell me and I will afterwards. This is a blood chit. And I'm putting that over on See It Now. When you get a chance, take a look because it's pretty cool. If you're into history at all or anything like that, hit the link and check it out. All right, let's get everything wrapped up here on a Share the Show Tuesday. Thanks to everybody who shared the show. I
almost didn't Google that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did because I learned something today.
Yeah.
And I'm always down for that. So here goes nothing. Let's get the final dispatches worked into the show.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play one.
Let's see what we got here. Let's give it a refresh. Let's make sure we got the latest and the greatest.
Any toes?
Here is Jackie.
How come when I hear that somebody has gifted secret shows, I can never find on the website where to claim it?
Oh, it's right on top. You probably miss it. It's probably people grabbing them before you can get them. But if you hear me say that, it's thenewsjunkie.com. It's literally a banner on top, and it'll say, gifts are available, claim them. And you click it, and then you just click claim if you're logged in. Just like that, as easy as can be. Here is, let's see, who else should we work in today? I'm going to do Scotty Longduck. Hello?
Scotty Longduck Dong here. Never met a Misty, but I have met a Monica, Erica, Rita, and Tina.
Oh, God. Okay.
It's Mambo number.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo number 5.
Thank you. The Misties did not do a great job defending themselves today. But Misties, in case you're hearing this now, your name has been slandered. There has been a lot
By
of talk
Sean himself.
that all people named Misty tend to be really filthy, dirty, wild girls.
Or butch lesbians.
Or that. And if you'd like to defend yourself in your name, we'll work those in tomorrow. If you want to put any last-minute emails in the inbox, tips@thenewsjunkie.com, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. All right, that'll do it today. Somebody is saying Jim Carrey and the makeup thing with Jim Carrey looking different. This is Garrett. He says masks and prosthetics are so different. No mask could ever do what we saw with Jim Carrey. You glue prosthetics on and you blend the edges and paint it to the actor's skin. Masks are something you just throw on. Oh, he's talking about wearing a disguise is much more complicated than just a mask. It would be many more prosthetics that come together.
Anyone could pull it off. That Alexa Stone has proven so.
Look pretty impressive. Sean, having worked with a bunch of F-18 pilots, says Mark, they say they can stand 4 to 6 Gs for brief seconds. And an ejection seat is less than 4 Gs, he says. I had heard it was more than that. I had heard it was a lot more than that much.
Maybe not for long, but yeah, I read it was more.
Yeah, it was 20 Gs is what I heard, or 14 to 20 Gs. That'll have to do it for today, folks. I hope you had a good time, at least at some point along the way. And we'll be back tomorrow for a Wednesday show. For right now, let's get the hell out of the way. Let's do Today I Learned. Oh, I did it again.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
My bad.
So don't get cocky.
The button twice.
We call Today I Learned.
Didn't mean to hit the button twice, but I did hit the button twice. All right, let's see what we got on the way out. Here we go.
Get certified like that, man.
For a Tuesday, I'll never be certified on Drop Slinger software. Drop Slinger plays everything on the show now. I need to be certified, but I'm screwing up. Today I learned for a Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. Today I learned this rock band.
Leonard Skinner.
Oh.
Led Zeppelin.
Blacker.
Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath is correct. Early audiences who heard Black Sabbath by the band Black Sabbath at clubs in 1970 were absolutely terrified of the band. According to Ozzy Osbourne's autobiography, all the girls ran out of the venue screaming when they played the song. Isn't the point of being in a band to get a shag, not to make the chicks run away, he said? And they had to rethink just how aggressive they were being in the band Black Sabbath at the time. Today I learned the very first ever coin-operated vending machine. I know you've been asking yourself about this. Where was the first one, Sean?
Where was it, Sean?
The very first coin-operated vending machine dispensed holy water in 1st century Rome. That's an old one. That's been around for a while.
How many shackles did you have to put in the machine?
Vending machines are one of the few ways, buppity-boopity. I don't know how many Roman coins it took to make that happen, but they did have holy water available. Now I hear they take Venmo. It'll just, you can pay in various ways at church.
Nice.
Offering plates have gotten digital. There's lots of different ways to give money to the church these days.
E-tithe.
Yeah, you can do it. And finally, today I learned this gentleman right here.
Run on for a long time.
Johnny Cash. That's right, Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash would create a snare drum effect in the studio because he didn't have drums behind him by putting a dollar bill under the strings of his guitar. Made him sound a little more full, he thought, when he didn't have a full band. And it was a trick that he used. People thought, where's the rest of the guys when he showed up to gigs? Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.